So what's up, baby?
Dude, I've been running around, man. I haven't seen you in a minute.
In a long time.
In a minute.
Are we doing this?
Yeah, we cut it on already. Come on,
right.
you know how we do it.
did.
I didn't get to cut it on when you were getting excited about
No,
the
but I
camera.
really did. This is really nice.
It's sick, right?
It's sick.
Dude, they're just an awesome company. I got
I've never seen this before.
like the little engraving,
Yeah.
like the
I mean, maybe I'm like
the feel of the
maybe
can.
I'm old. I don't know.
You're not old.
I've never seen this before.
You're not old.
That
Although
was
you did
young.
come in here with the Kangol on.
Yeah, well, this is like
That's old school.
blocks the sun.
It's raining out.
I wear this every day. It's this or a fedora.
It's
I don't
that or
know
fedora.
Where else I'm going with that?
As much gold as humanly possible
yes.
to make all of the gold, to make all of the people that are at the gold refineries sweat when you walk by.
I only wear this when I walk through Roslyn.
I
They're
fucking
like,
love.
I'm like,
Raise that mic up. You got it. Yeah, raise it up.
Ew.
Yeah. You remember when I had the stands last time?
I know, I remember. I tell you, it looks nice in here.
Yeah, you know what? We've done a good job, except for my chair scrapes against the wall.
Yeah,
and
but you get excited. You get excited.
when I was golfing, I went and bought the
golf?
Bethpage. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't see any of my stories last summer of me just on the course like 3 times a week where I started sitting there going, you know what, Nick? We actually got to get some fucking work done. We got to stop going golfing.
Why don't we golf?
We have to go. I'm a lefty.
Same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Love that.
One club?
Because there's none of us.
That's it. We don't even have to bring our own club. We'll just bring one set.
Yeah, I bought. So what happened was I golfed when I was younger.
Yeah.
I loved golfing, but I had youth clubs that were too short for me after a while. And it's not like I grew much. They just were awkward. So during the pandemic, we decided to just sell the clubs. I said, I'm not using them. I'm never going to use them. They're too small. Fuck it. So we sold them to some kid for like $100. He came, picked them up, whatever. Of course, then I'm sitting during springtime, summer. I'm sitting going, damn, I'd like to play some golf. Of course. So I go to the store. I start doing my research. First, I go to the PGA Tour store. Guys are assholes there. Fucking hate them. My buddy tells me, go there. They're going to take care of you, this and that. Sure, whatever. I go there. I walk right in. I go, hey, I'm just looking at some clubs, this and that. The guy goes, okay, come on back, whatever. Sets me up with this guy. The guy goes, what kind of clubs you want? I said, I don't know.
That's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
You gonna help me?
I had some Tour Edge bullshit ass clubs before. I'm looking at maybe some Callaways or Titleist, like TaylorMade, like whatever you recommend are good clubs. I don't want to spend a fortune, but I'd like to at least get some good clubs so this way it lasts me.
Yeah.
He goes, well, Callaway's making good clubs. TaylorMade's making good clubs. I'm like, wow. Yeah.
Thanks.
The 2 most expensive manufacturers. Yeah. Oh, shocker. So I said, which ones? He goes, oh, the P709s or something like that. I go, oh, the most expensive ones. Okay. Yeah, it's exactly what I just asked you that I don't want to do. Why would you recommend the most expensive ones? I just told you I'm going to be shanking shit for the first 6 months. I need to just get something to get my feet wet. So then some woman comes over. She starts asking him questions, and he goes, I'm going to help her buddy. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I can see where this is going. So I left, and then I said, you know what? I want to support a mom-and-pop shop. So I went to South Shore Golf in, Oakdale.
Okay.
Super awesome. The guys there were amazing, this and that. Now, at the time, I went there for a club fitting, and I had a horrific ingrown nail on my finger. It was horrible, okay? I ripped the nail a couple of weeks before. It got, like, puffy and infected. It was horrible. So the guy goes, are you ready for your club fitment? I said, yeah. I go in there, and Tyler's with me. So I go to Tyler. I go, I don't know if I can swing this club, man. My finger's killing me right now. He's like, just swing the club, All right, whatever. Bro, first swing, thing bursts open all over the club. I said, all right, I'm going to come back another day because I literally can't swing the club. So I went back. Evidently, there was a lefty who would buy top-of-the-line clubs every single season, and he would just trade them in because he was retired and bored. Had money, didn't give a fuck. So he bought all brand-new PXGs.
Yeah.
Bought all brand-new PXGs, whole iron set. So I'm looking at those, and they were originally, I think, like $2,000, $2,500, and they had them pre-owned for $700.
Wow.
So I bought the PXGs.
Wow.
Love them. They're phenomenal clubs. Yeah. And then I started looking for different drivers and whatnot. PXG had a sale, so I bought a PXG driver on sale. And then I went back, and the dude traded in a putter like a couple of days before. I wish I got the dude's number. He moved to Florida. I would have been like,
great.
Yo, just sell them to me, man.
Just send them back, ship them over here. I got it.
Just keep giving me everything that you don't want. So I played all last summer, And I was going probably like 2 or 3 times a week sometimes. And I started watching the bank account deplete a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because, 70,
Expensive
80,
sport.
bro, 70, 80 bucks a round.
Yeah.
I'm losing balls. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is
Gotta
going
pay for
on?
a cart.
Cart, booze. I mean, just everything. And then, of course,
Cigars.
I want to look fancy, so I'm getting the shirts.
Of course.
I'm getting the cool
Color
swag.
coordinated. You got this hat on.
Yeah,
you don't even know what's going on. You've never dressed like that in your entire life. But,
I know.
It's
I'm like,
golf, so why not?
All of a sudden, this is gangster. I don't know what's going on. So,
Start sitting at the bar drinking beers that you never drank before. Wow, this is great. I play golf.
dude, and then the cart girl comes around. You're like, yeah, sure, fireball shots for everybody. Fuck it.
I found myself drinking more Bloody Marys. Like,
Which course you
on a
going
golf
to?
course? What's it called?
Take this hoodie off. I'm gonna sweat my ass off.
What the hell's the name of the place? It's a country club down. My friend belongs to it. Down by Hewlett. I forgot the name of it. But
Okay.
anyway, we used to go there all the time every summer before I opened up Browse and Social.
Before the social.
Yeah. Because after that,
You had no time.
Golf was like, yeah, great. But what happened was, I got really, when I used to have a lot of free time when I had my other career in the nightclub business.
Yes.
So
You had mornings.
I had
You had
mornings.
mornings.
I had mornings open. So what happened was, during that time, let's say 2018, 19, 2018? Yeah, 2018.
Yeah, because you opened the social in
Yeah.
19.
So I was like, oh, let's go to this club. He's like, oh, I just joined the club. I was like, oh, I'm going to come golf with you. I haven't golfed in years. I played baseball. Yeah, I guess we're in a golf club, right? So he's like, all right, well, go get some clubs. You have clubs. I was like, the same position as you. I was like, the clubs that I had was like old. They were outdated. They were kind of shitty. And they must have been small or short, whatever. All I knew was I could drive. That was it. Like, I get irons, I don't even know shit about it. I was like, let me get the nicest driver so that I could just hit the ball far and see where it goes. Hopefully it goes straight. If it
lot of
does,
big
if
dick
it does,
energy.
it's a plus.
A lot of big dick
If it does,
energy.
it's a plus, right? So I went to the PGA Tour, the store, and I told the guy, I said, listen, I was like, I'm going to sit in one of these little booth things and swing and just try and tell me what I need. Because I sat there. I don't know. My friend was like, listen, he's like, go in there. I know the manager. He's going to set you up with a little booth.
Yeah.
On the simulator. So I go in there, I'm swinging around. I swear I must have been there for like 4.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I was sitting there. So he's like, so do you know what you want? I'm like, nah. I was like, I don't know. This one doesn't feel too good. I was like,
every
I'm just
club
gonna-
feels
I'm just gonna
different.
Keep going, bro.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying a set of irons. Don't even remember which ones they were, to tell you the truth. And they send me in the mail, because they were shipping it from the factory, a set of righty irons.
Sick.
Yeah. So
It's not going to work out great.
yeah, it's not gonna work out. So the guy calls me up. No, I call them up. I'm like, listen, I'm a lefty. Obviously, you guys know this. I'm gonna need my irons because you guys sent me some righty ones. Like, yeah, we're gonna send it to you as soon as you send those ones back. I'm like, that's not. I'm like, listen, that's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, what if they
I'm
get
like,
lost in the
I'm like,
mail?
I'm so sorry. Like, send me my irons, and maybe I'll send you yours back. Right?
Maybe we'll do this trade.
So which I didn't know this, as I make the phone call to the company, to the factory actually, the irons were being delivered to my door. Like, they were at the door. So I go downstairs, I open the door, I'm like, oh, my lefty irons here. I'm like, hey, listen, guys, like, I'm sorry, but like, you may not get these irons back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, get the righties and the lefties.
I'm like, so I have a pair of brand new righty irons sitting in my bedroom.
Which kind?
Whatever I got. I don't fucking know. They told me, yeah, get these ones. Like ping. I think they're pings or
Pings are
I don't
good.
know, Titleist. I don't know, some shit. So they're sitting in a box in my bedroom. And everyone, my dad, my brothers, yo, you want to give me those irons? I'm like, hell no. Like, are you going to pay for them? It's like, nah, what do you mean pay for them? I'm like, nah, I'm not giving them to you. I'm like,
holding
I
these
can sell
ransom.
them, but that's it, you
Yeah.
know? So I'm thinking now, maybe like in 2023, maybe a Christmas gift. Somebody
When everyone forgot that you got 'em.
You forgot I got them? Yes, it's like, I got you a nice set of irons. They're beautiful.
Bro, I went, no, all stops out. I did everything for you. Remember this Christmas. Remember this Christmas.
And my dad, too, especially. Told me, listen, like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, really.
But, did we ever talk about that?
We did so I mean, I got different listeners than the Voice and Rizzles.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of people that are the same that tune into this one as well, but I think we should dive into that as well.
Honestly, I miss being here.
I miss you.
I'm not going to lie. Like,
Were you on for 2 or 3 episodes with us?
2?
2. This is the
and
third.
This is the third.
This is the third, man.
Yeah.
You're a seasoned vet now. You're
love
used to it.
I love it. Wait, can I open this? Am I
Please
allowed?
open
Just
it.
gonna
Open
crack.
Crack it right next to the mic. Oh. Nah, they heard it.
Everybody heard. You can't hear my voice, but you can hear the crack. Ready?
Take a sip. Rain Watermelon Warlord.
Oh, that shit's good. Yeah, that's just good.
It's good stuff, man.
That's good stuff.
They're a very good company, Rain.
that's
I'll
good.
tell you, they treat everybody really well. The athletes. I'm not even just bullshitting. Like before I started working with them
Yeah.
on the video side, I used to drink like 2 of those a day. I used to go to 7-Eleven. I used to grab them. I used to just guzzle them down. I always liked Reigns better than Bangs or
actually really
Celsius. Dude, it's so good. And yeah, they got a bunch of new flavors. I'm waiting for the new flavor to come, which is rainbow sherbet.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, they sent me the fridge. They're fucking awesome. I love them. I'm shooting content for them now, and it's just been a dope little journey so
Listen,
far.
you've been shooting a lot of good stuff. I've been watching you, so.
I appreciate that. I got a
Yeah.
lot. I say this a lot, man. It's weird. I watch other people that are better than me
Yeah.
across the country. So
Yeah.
I look at other people's counts, and although everyone's styles are different, and you start seeing who's paying more attention to the details and this and that, I'm very good at what I do. But I know where I have to go to continue leveling up and get the larger clients and perfect my style to get to that next level, because it's been incremental jumps since I started. It started out a certain way, and it's progressed nicely through where I'm going, and now I just have to make sure that I continue that progression, because in and out the last couple of years, I've definitely become complacent in and out. So you start to get comfortable, and you're just going, yeah, I'm shooting the same stuff, or I'm working with these big clients, and I can get by just doing the same style that I've done.
Yeah.
But you got to keep it fresh. You got to
Yeah.
keep it different. You got to experiment with new things. And if it doesn't work or people don't like it, then you change it up.
Yeah,
It is what
of
it
course.
is.
I get it.
So I've been looking at different things, and once my contract with Rain fully kicks in, which is in the next day or so, I have a lot of stuff to shoot with them.
Congrats.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't get excited until
Yeah.
everything's finalized.
That's why that congrats was really
Yeah.
People
have been congrats.
I know how it is, trust me.
Dude,
I got stories to tell you.
Bro, with companies like this, it's tough, man, because they're owned by Monster.
Okay.
So you got to make
yeah.
your way up the chain to
Yeah.
get a retaining fee and kind of go back down. So this was kind of in talks since January. So we're in the middle of March, and it's just getting finalized. So it's like, it takes time. So all my friends, when I told them I was going to be doing some stuff with Rain, they're like, "Oh my God, this is unbelievable! Congrats!" No, I'm not excited yet. I'm gonna wait until everything's final.
Yeah.
And then I will get excited.
Yeah.
Until then, it's a thought.
Yep.
I have a lot of people that hit me up. "Oh, Nick, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want that." Nothing ever comes of it. I'm not upset with these people. It's a thought. We're just talking hypothetically until things are actually put in motion. And that's with anything. That's with your type of business. That's
truth.
with literally anything in life.
It's
And
truth.
until you experience a couple of times of getting upset and let down because something doesn't pull through, people don't really understand that. So it's kind of where I'm at right now, man. It's and you got new ventures coming too.
Yeah. I got a hell of a stories to tell you.
But I think let me
You got some
backtrack.
shit going on.
Let me backtrack real quick. So my man Nicky Lu, this is my man right
That's
here.
me. Yes.
We met because you were the proprietor of Roslyn Social,
Yep.
which was the best spot in Roslyn.
Yep.
Fuck all the other restaurants. I never fuck with any of them anyway.
Yeah.
So best spot in Roslyn, best nightlife, best atmosphere, best
Vibe.
people. It's just
Yeah.
a vibe. It was a good spot.
It was a good family.
It really was.
It really was. It was
Good
a
food,
family.
good drinks, good people. It had the catalyst of just like everything perfect.
You know what it was? It was like, now I've learned from the beginning of when I opened that place, and the progression that it went on and the way that it kind of folded and shaped. Eventually, I'd say maybe probably right after COVID, or right when we came back from COVID, and we were rocking and rolling. We had the rooftop, everything was going good over there. It started to take on an identity of myself, right? So it kind of like, I put my energy into it, and instead of me trying to make it something that I didn't really know what it was going to be in the beginning, but like I had a vision and an idea, like a sports bar, whatever the hell it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Like a
It
mix of
ended up-
everything.
Yeah, it ended up that the more work that I really put into it, smart work, not just like physical, like being there and like just fucking running around like an asshole, but the more thinking and the thought and the idea of what I could make this place without trying too hard or just letting myself be and like kind of like morph into this fucking business, that's when it took off and kind of became, Nicky Lu, a kind of like
You were one and the same.
a little piece of myself.
Yeah.
The vibe, the music, the energy, the lights, the decor, like all that crap kind of just like was me just coming out in the restaurant, So it took a little bit of time for me to kind of realize that's the way that it was supposed to go. Because, you know, in the beginning, you're scared, you're nervous, you don't want to fail. You got all this shit going on in your head that, you know, kind of prevents you from just letting it be, you know? And even in the beginning, even when I was with my staff and I was trying to run the business and operate it, I was trying to stop things from happening before they started, right? And then, you know, and I tried to stop people from doing their job because I tried to do it for them. And I hired you for a reason. Like, I trust you because I hired you. So do your fucking job. And you know what? Some people are going to do it and some people are not. But it's going to be a little bit of this. But eventually, you know, the people that are going to get their job done are going to get their job done. It may not be the same exact way you wanted to get done. But guess what? It's getting done and everyone leaves happy and they're coming back. So, I mean, the place was built on an identity of, like, the individual. You know? So, like, every server had their own identity. Like, you would go to that place and be like, oh, I want so-and-so as my server. Yeah, they're cool. Or, like, you know, a family would come in and be like, I want this person as my server because, you know, they're this way towards my kids. So, like, that's kind of how I just let people go and work at that place because that's what made that place separate from the other restaurants in the area.
A generic restaurant that people just go to just to eat and
yeah,
leave.
it was an identity for everybody. And, I mean, like, you know, now people call, I love that place.
Panetti. I was talking to Panetti yesterday.
Listen. I'm like, me too.
He goes, damn, man.
I know.
He goes, his next venture better be somewhere close because I'll be there every day.
Yeah, no, it's just, you know, the way that things shook out at the end. I mean, listen, I can't, I guess I should backtrack a little bit, right? So, maybe it was in June of last year.
2021.
Yeah. Somebody, it was never a thing. It wasn't happening. But somebody was like, oh, yeah, like, we want to buy the place. I was like, nah. I was like, doing pretty good. Like, you know, it's busy, blah, blah, blah. This went on for about, like, a month, 2 months.
So they kept asking.
Yeah, it was kind of like a little, like, you know, in and out, like, blah, blah, you know, and there was never really anything that was coming about it because I really wasn't keen on it. I wasn't focused on that. I was just focused on, because in the restaurant, or any business that's doing well, at least, you know, it's always talk of you're either closing, you're selling, you know, you're
buying
expanding,
out.
you know, this, that, the other thing. So, you know, all that shit's just noise because it just distracts you from doing what you need to do, right? Just make sure the customers are happy and keep coming back and putting out a good product. So I guess in, like, that went on, it stopped in, like, September, and then, like, October, you know, you heard more noise, more crap about it. And then I think November, I was like, fuck this. I was like, you know, like, no one's doing shit. Like, this is my place. Fuck you guys. Like, that's it, you know? And January 2nd or 3rd, a whole new group came in, and there was a whole new offer, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I still don't want to do it. Like, I still don't want to do it. It's a good offer. I still don't want to do it, though. And then...
was it more of you being so attached to the restaurant that you didn't want to do it?
So really what I found out in this whole process was that when my emotions got involved in the business part of it, instead of me just taking a step back, like, you feel it in your gut. In your gut, you say, okay, business is fucking great. And nobody can walk in there and say business is not great. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, oh, you're lying. No, I'm not. Fucking show up. You know, you show up to the place, you know the business is fucking great.
Yeah, it's packed.
Yeah. So, emotionally, I was so attached to, like, one, it's a routine. You're always there. You're going there. You meet people. We became friends from the Soch. You know what I mean? So, like,
from day one when I went there.
That's what I mean. So, like, you know, there are things that you get caught up in that hold you to the business. And in business, I mean, yeah, it's good, but, like, you should probably take a look at the bigger picture in some aspect, take a step back and say, all right, well, you know, this is coming down the road. You know, this is coming down the road. You can't really plan for that because if nothing bad happens, you're going to plan for it. But, you know, you should plan for it at least. But, you know, you can't say it's going to happen if it's... So I said, I got to take a step back. I took a step back. I looked at everything. I said, I love the place. But I said to myself, I opened up this restaurant, a great partner, but I opened up this restaurant, never operating and owning a restaurant on my own before, you know, and I did this and I built this thing from really just knowledge of how to manage one, but no knowledge of how to, you know, do all the other shit, you know.
Which is a lot of other shit.
You know, managing it is a small part because once shit's going. You know, I mean, you put out some fires here and there, but, like, once shit's rolling, what are you going to do? You can't stop everything. Like, I used to tell the kitchen, like, shit's behind, things are going crazy. What are you gonna do? Stop? Like, what, you guys fucking stupid?
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
like, what are
it.
you,
It's
yeah,
enough.
fuck it. Oh, yeah.
Enough is enough tonight.
The drunken chick is not drunken enough,
Yeah,
so
fuck
no.
it. So we're gonna get
keep
drunk now.
fucking
Get outta here.
going, bro. Like, let's go, right? So, yeah, so that's kind of like what happened to me, and I took a step back. I saw everything that was involved, and I saw what was coming down the road. You know, expenses, rent, all that stuff goes up. It doesn't change.
Yeah,
know?
literally goes up.
And I looked back and I said, shit, I said, oh, I had a successful restaurant through the worst time in the restaurant history, you know? So
Besides the Spanish flu.
besides that, and, you know, I don't know how many restaurants are
Yeah,
around.
things were penny then.
they're eating bread off the street. Like, I'm okay, you know? So I said, fuck it. I said, why not? And February 1st, I guess we left, you know, the place. We were done. I think 3 days before that, it wasn't sold. 3 days before that. I was like, no, I'm not fucking selling it. And 3 days before that, I was like, all right, fine.
3 days right after.
And everyone was like, oh, you knew. I didn't know shit. I swear to God, I tell everybody the same story. I'm like, I was walking into this place, like, to sign a pay. I was going to walk out. I wasn't going to do it. But, you know, my gut was like, you know what, Nick? Like, you did this once, you could do it again. And it was an emotional attachment for me, and that was what it was. It was the emotion was keeping me at that place. And I knew that was a great place. And I knew that maybe there was a little bit more to be done. But you know what? It did so well that, you know, why not just kind of break it and do
Something else.
It's not that if I was going to do, listen, and I tell people this all the time because I run into, like, obviously everybody went to Rosin Social. A million people at that place.
People that were all the way out east went to Rosin
Yeah,
Social.
so I told people, like, I see them on the street. Like, I live in Astoria, and I see, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, great.
Yes, the social.
Yes. And they're like, man, I wish there was a place like that around here. And I'm like, listen, like, it's hard to do that because you can't find, one, the building itself was an incredible building to have.
Yeah.
Because,
the
like,
double story with the
with the
roof deck.
rooftop, like, it's you know, and the guys that, you know, taking over and doing construction or whatever, they're gonna do great. I mean, I hope so. I mean, you know,
Is it a Swan now?
yeah, something like that. I don't even know the name, but it's something.
I caught that unfollow from the
it
account.
was on
I was
on
like,
Instagram.
you
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
it was on Instagram. So yeah, I mean, they did that, and they're doing some construction, and they're doing a lot of construction. So they're gonna be doing a lot of work on the place. So whatever they put out there is gonna be you know, no doubt it's gonna be great. I mean, it's in a great town. You know, the town of Roslyn's great.
Yeah, Rosin's an interesting town.
Restaurant wise, fucking great.
You've got a very big combination of old money, new money, no money.
But people like to go out.
Yeah.
They enjoy, if something is good, they'll enjoy soliciting? Is that a word?
No, it's a word.
Soliciting?
Yes, because soliciting, I used to have to.
Is that a word?
Yeah, I used to have to do that when I was a copy salesman. They used to have no solicitation on.
So
every
anyway,
door.
they used to go there and hang out, and
Nick's just selling copiers in the corner. Yo, I got
How's this kid doing, huh?
I got this Kia Sarah, bro. He's not even trying to pick up any women. He's just trying to sell a copier.
let the kid live, all right,
Bro, I gotta feed the
Jesus
dog.
Christ. But you know, that's the thing about Roslyn. You know, you people go out and they enjoy a place and they keep going and they talk about it, and you can have a successful business on just the people from Roslyn alone because they do have money to spend.
That's how Kima stayed here this long.
Yeah, they have money to spend. They go out and you know, and Kima pumps now. They pump. They rock.
I think I've been there once.
They're so busy, man.
I went there once
Yeah.
on like all my boys talked about it. They're like, "Yo, we got to go to Kima." All the girls, this and that, blah blah. Blah. I said, "Okay, cool." We go to Kima. I must have been the shortest guy
Kima
in there,
social.
bro. I was looking around. I'm like, "Do they only let giants in here? Did I sneak through the gate? Like, what is this shit?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm 5'8". I'm not that short."
Yeah.
My God, bro. Everyone was towering over me. I said, "I got to get the fuck out of here." Even the girls are wearing 9-inch platforms. I was, what the fuck is going on?
No, it's they pump. Yeah, I give them all the credit in the world. I mean, they've been doing it for 10 years.
Oh, is that how long they've been open?
Yeah, I'd say 10 years.
I've never eaten there. I think I had a beer there and I left.
Yeah. I mean, listen, again, like, you know, the area is great. People like to go out in this area. You know, you got Cipollini, you got Toku, you got Kima. Brighton Cooper's a great steakhouse. You know,
I love George.
Yeah, so
George
people
Pole.
just, I mean, they just, you know, they have great restaurants.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, they've. Always, I've never been to. Actually, that's a lie. I've been to Cipollini's once, but Toku was always the stomping ground when I worked at Apple in Manhasset. I used to go there.
But the thing is,
spent $900 on a pork fried rice.
Yeah, but look how many people go there. I mean, one, it's in a great spot. It's in the Americana, right? So like
People go there weekly.
yeah, and they're just it's packed.
Yes.
Not only people are shopping next door, a Boss or whatever the hell, like, and you just walk right over and you're at Cipollini, Toku, Tiffany's are next door. It's like it's a nice spot to be in.
Is this considered the Beverly Hills of Long Island?
I would guess.
I guess it would be considered, right?
I've never been to Beverly Hills, but I have a lot of free time.
It's
so
literally this. It's like all right. So let's take a trip out there. I fucking hate California, but
I've never been.
it's not great.
One stop in San Francisco, then I flew to Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. Beverly Hills, I feel like, is like this big. It's not big at all. It's super tiny, and then you just the strip of stores is right there, and then you can go a little bit east, a little bit west. But then if you go up, would that be considered north? Yeah, it would be considered north. If you go up north, that's where like all the houses are.
Yeah.
And you see a bunch of big houses. It's like, okay,
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, you go to Brookville.
yeah. I've been to Brookville.
You go walk around Brookville.
I've been to the Hamptons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine. Yeah, it's fun.
I'm good with this.
I heard San Diego's nice.
I've never been.
I heard it's nice.
We should go there. That I've never been.
I'll go there. I'll just hop the border. Maybe not come back.
Right to Tijuana?
Not sure.
You're not gonna come back.
I don't know.
He's gonna be drinking. He's gonna be drinking tequila.
Where's Nicky Lu?
He never left Tijuana. It's crazy. He saw one donkey show and he turned into a local.
There's a little club down there. It's called Nicky Lu's. I don't know what the hell's going on.
The Tijuana Social.
Tijuana Social.
Oh shit!
Oh my! Now you can't leave sign is just
Now you can't leave. It's like
just carry that with
what
me.
What do we do, man? We can't leave.
Sir, let me check your bag. What the hell is this? It's just a sign I got to put up. But yeah, I mean, going back to Soch, when I was getting out of there was so many things there that like I was like, man, like, well, first of all, there was a lot of shit that I didn't even know I had.
Did you take the sign?
I took the sign.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to take the
yeah,
sign.
I took the sign.
Did you take the wings?
Yeah.
The thought wing sign.
First of all, I still look on Instagram and I don't look at the dating apps, but I can imagine that they're still there. But all those girls that have the wings in their pictures.
Yep. I used to send you the screenshots from the dating apps. I'd be like, yo, another piece in front of the wings.
Another one. Yeah, I know where you hang out. Yeah.
No, you're
But
at the
what?
search.
I'm proud of that. Like I'm proud of the place that we put out and how it developed and people enjoyed to go there.
But owning a restaurant's easy, right?
Simple.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Everybody acts like
Yeah.
they're a restaurateur.
I lost my hair and it's gray.
and you lost a kidney.
And I lost the kidney.
And you lost a kidney.
So I mean, the kidney thing was the easiest part of the restaurant. Tell you the truth, I swear to God, there was less stress in donating a kidney than there was running a restaurant through COVID. I swear.
I believe
I was like, because when I donated my kidney, it was at the end of COVID. Or like, not the end of COVID, but 2020, but like in September. So like the summer was over and
it was over for us.
yeah, it was over for us. It wasn't over for anybody else.
Everybody else was still in the mindset that it was still around.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I mean, this is fucking great. I mean, this is like a relaxation. Like when I went back to work and they were like masks, social distance, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I just survived a kidney transplant. I'm good.
No, I'm telling you though, but there was a lot of stress in running that restaurant.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So what was it like, especially because, I mean, you just became a restaurateur right before COVID. Mm-hmm. So what was it like when you start to see that success billow in and all of a sudden COVID hits and then everything's down?
So, and this is the truth. The truth is this. So when we opened up Rosin Social, we were busy, fucking packed. Because one, it was this. We thought that we were going to open at the right time. So we thought we were going to open in the summer, and it was going to be a little bit slower because, most people in Roslyn, whatever, they go to the Hamptons, they go on vacation, this, that, the other thing.
Beach areas everyone tries to navigate to.
And we thought, okay, well, we have the rooftop, so the rooftop's going to be busy, but that's it. But guess what? That's not what happened.
No.
So what happened was we were fucking busy all over the place. Up, down, fucking probably in the kitchen. There was people eating down there. We had the side patio. We had the rooftop. We had so much shit going on that like it was like we were running around like maybe we shouldn't have opened up in the summer, But we did. We got through that point. And then I'd say probably like in October it started to slow down a little bit. And once it slowed down a little bit, we were open lunch straight through to dinner from the day we opened up. So there was no point that we were able to like sit back and like fix shit. Everything was just go, 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 go. It was like, go to sleep.
Duct tape as we go.
Yeah. Go to sleep, wake up, bop, 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 like every day for like until COVID.
Would a restaurant normally have an off day to give themselves a day to reset?
I mean, you could have did it during lunch. Like lunchtime could have been that
Shut
time.
down for 2 or 3 hours?
Or not even open for lunch for 2 days a week. Because
Yeah.
we found out that lunch was not even busy for
Okay.
us. Eventually, after COVID, I was like, I'm not opening for lunch. Like, what the hell am I going to open for lunch for? There's nobody that comes in. Just to be here and hang out? No,
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out.
You're paying people,
Yeah, I don't wanna
expenses
pay
of
anybody.
electricity and stuff like that.
Exactly. At the end of the day, did it really end up being that much money in the electricity? Probably not, but
Money saved is money saved, man.
yeah, but at least the guys in the kitchen, they had a fresh, they were a little bit fresher. The staff, I didn't have to find, because what was the biggest problem with restaurants? You couldn't find staff for shit. Nobody wanted to work. So, for me to find somebody to work lunch and dinner, that was hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even that, like, and again, you're going to have one guy come to the bar and have a beer and a fucking sandwich. Like, thanks.
That was me.
Like, no, but like, yeah, I know people. I'd rather have a podcast go on at lunch at the restaurant, no one there, just like that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do something else there. So, I mean, that's what we did. We shut down for lunch. But in the beginning, we didn't shut down at all. So it was nonstop. And we were open till not 4 o'clock, but I used to get out of there at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'd get out at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd come back at, 10. And there was no time to fix shit. It was just like, okay, you get there at 10. First people coming in at 11 o'clock to eat. Then there's a table, so there's like when there's people in the building,
You're already churning it out.
Yeah, you got to concentrate on the people in the building because all the staff is new too. So you got to make sure they know what the fuck they're doing. So that was like the hardest part. So when COVID hit and we all shut down exactly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's today? What's
March
today?
15th. It's Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's.
March 18th? 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I got JMO in the fridge. We should take a shot.
Does that taste good with this? Probably.
It might.
So when we closed down, I was like, well, first of all, I didn't know if we were gonna open again. I was like, yeah, we're done. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
that was everyone's thought.
Yeah, that was everybody's thought. No, well, first of all, it was like, yeah, 2 weeks, and then I started talking to people, and I was like, this is not gonna be 2 weeks.
No.
And then that kind of came on and whatever. But it actually helped us so much because I sat home and I was like, well, this is what I need to fix. This is what I need to change. This is what I can do. This is the direction that it has to go when we reopen, if we reopen. And it gave us the time to fix shit, so it helped, and then having the rooftop helped a lot because at that time when we reopened up, you couldn't eat inside. We had the outside.
Dumbest shit in the world.
And the best and the worst part is if I don't care. I don't know how many people listen to this. I'm not a political person, and I'm really not. But look back at the stupid shit that we had to do.
So fucking stupid.
Look at it. All the shit that they made us do, and now what?
Nothing. It all went away. And it all went away. Now
are you fucking serious,
dude? The best meme I saw all month at least is everyone went from being virologists to international relations
war
people. Yeah, war people.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, all of a sudden, just
yeah.
Fuck COVID. It's okay.
Come on. I mean, they put businesses through the fucking ringer.
Dude, they're trying to squash out the middle class, dude, and the small businesses.
And
why was it allowed that a mom and pop store could not stay open, a low mom and pop grocery store, but Walmart could? Now, listen, I'm not saying that the mom and pop store is going to get the same traffic no matter what as a Walmart or a Stop and Shop and this and that, and they're not going to have the same resources to get as much produce and food and meats and stuff like that, especially when all that's going on. Slaughterhouses are shutting down and this and that. Completely understand. But why shut them down when you're allowing big corporations to stay open? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You have to have your mask on when you walk into the restaurant, but once you sit down, you're fine. You can take it off. What?
Yeah.
And there's so many people that just sat there and just went, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You need to use your fucking brain. It doesn't make sense. It's actually loony. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know if this is true, but I was reading something, or I overheard something, but along the lines of what you're saying. Now with baseball starting again, I guess in New York, the vaccine type thing, I guess there's still some type of mandate, right? So you can go to the games and you can sit next to somebody, but the players, if they're not vaccinated in New York, they can't play. Is that true?
I'm pretty sure something like that's happening. I believe Mayor Eric Adams, who's been stellar so far,
super on the ball.
Let me
Maybe enlighten us. How about that?
I'm pretty sure he said recently that he's going to be responsible for putting Kyrie Irving back on the court. People are getting mugged, raped, and killed all over New York City. It's literally Gotham. Mm-hmm. But that's the important pressing piece that we have to work on, getting Kyrie back on the court.
Yeah.
How about fuck Kyrie? I don't care. He makes a ton of money. He doesn't have to play another game in his life. It doesn't matter. He's got money. He's got endorsements. He's got sponsorships. I'm not sitting here saying the man shouldn't play basketball, but what I am saying is that this is not forefront material for you to be talking about when the city is literally a shithole and I don't want to go there.
Speaking of the city, well, again, I live in Astoria, but I go to Manhattan a lot. And yesterday I was parked on right by Macy's.
Okay.
And I must have got, I don't, people say something to me, I say right back, like, shut the fuck up. I'm not like, sir, I'm like, fuck you.
I'm just letting you know that your gas cap's
so,
open.
So I'm sitting in my car. Actually, this is pretty funny. I was parked in my car, and I have this app on my phone where I learn like different languages because I have
Duolingo?
Yes.
Let's go.
So I'm learning Italian, right? Because I have nothing to do. And this guy knocks on my door, my window. And like I look at it, my window's black, my car's blacked out, so you can't really see inside. And I'm like looking at him, I'm like, I wonder if this guy sees me. Knocks again.
He's trying to give you the answer.
He knocks again. I look at him like, yeah, no. So he starts to walk away, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I get this like urge that like just came over me. Like I just jump out of my car and like slam the door. I'm like, what? he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. What's wrong with you? I'm like, do you need something? He's like, I just want to know where Macy's was. And I go, it's right over there. What's the problem? He goes, can you help me out with $1? Get the fuck out of here. Me, bro. I said, really? I said enough. It happened twice. I mean, a little bit different. I'm walking down the street. This was 3 days ago. I'm walking down Madison. I don't know, I'm probably around like 46th. And a guy with a fucking stroller.
Push cart.
I'll call it a stroller. Push cart. He's got a stroller with his valuables in it. Beer. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's walking past me.
Heroin needles from the free clinic down the block.
And I'm walking this way. He comes up this side of me. And he goes, raises his hand and throws a punch.
At you?
I don't know. And so I think I walk by and I turn and my girlfriend, she's like, did he just try and punch you? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like he did try and punch me, but he really missed. So I don't know if I should be upset about it. And she goes, well, I'm going to go fucking stab him. I was like, no. I was like, just let the guy fucking live, all right? I'm
Bonnie
like,
and Clyde.
He did not know what he did. He did not know what he was doing at the time, you know? So I look back and I'm like, and I look back and he's walking on the street and he's going,
dude, like it's wild right now.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
It's wild. And
I like it though. I mean, I'm fucked up, so like I like to see like weird shit. I'm like fucking
I steer far away.
No,
from
I know,
that.
I know. And
I
a lot of people are like don't go to the city, don't go to the city. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I understand, but I just like to be in the jungle. I like fucking walk around and see weird shit going on. Like, it kind of reminds me of being at Rosin Social.
Yes.
Maybe I'm trying to get my fix.
You're people watching now?
I'm getting my fix in.
The guy asked you for $1. You're like, I just sold my business. I don't have anything,
like,
bro.
Shit, bro. What shit. Come back in 3 months, dick. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
I'm sitting here double parked for a reason. I got nothing else to do.
I'm trying to sneak into Tijuana and you're fucking asking me for money? Like, here's an idea. Why don't you go there, all right?
Here's my sign.
I gotta tell you, though, if I was fucking homeless, which... I don't know, but I would fucking go to fucking Florida. I would be in fucking some warm weather place.
Dude, I'll tell you.
Chilling on the beach, getting tan.
I'll tell you, the homeless in Hawaii is insane.
Is it?
It's insane. And listen, on a humanitarian or a human level.
Human level?
Yeah, humane level. Humane level.
Yeah.
Something
it's
like
also
that.
a word.
Whatever.
Soliciting.
Soliciting. On a human level, I feel for that shit.
Yeah.
Like I feel for that shit. I see people that are not doing well or poor, whatever it might be. Even if I have friends that aren't doing well in life, like they have a lot of social shit going on or they have money problem, whatever, like I feel for that. So when you see somebody that's just sitting there and they're fucked up, man, and you can't, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna give him $1, and he's just gonna keep depending on that dollar, or he's gonna keep begging. And some people may say, oh, he'll take that money and try to start bettering himself, and maybe for a small percentage, but the vast majority isn't going to be doing that. There was a guy in Hawaii. I can remember him so vividly. I went to Hawaii alone. I literally was walking on the beach. It was super early in the morning. I was still on New York time. They were 6 hours behind us. So I was still on New York time, and I'm walking on the beach. And I look over. There was like a seating area where they had a statue in Honolulu. And there was a guy that was just keeled over. He's sitting down, but he's keeled over fully. And his spit was so dry, it was like elastic. It's almost touching the ground, and he just has his mouth. He looked like he was almost dead.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, fuck, man. So I walk by, and it starts eating at me. I'm sitting there going, I gotta at least get this guy some food. I gotta do something. I'm doing well at work. Like I feel obligated to at least help him out. Maybe it doesn't get him out of his position, but maybe it makes him last another day or two where he feels okay that somebody helped him out. So I went to McDonald's. I got him like 3 waters. I got him a breakfast sandwich, and I remember putting it down in front of him, and he kind of looked up at me. He could barely lift his head. He kind of like craned up, looked at me. He didn't know if I was taking from him or stealing from. I guess there's always type of shit like that.
Yeah.
And he could barely mouth thank you. And I just said, yo, man, listen, just have a blessed day, bro. I'm seriously. It's not that I'm not an overly religious person. I'm not a religious person. I believe in something. I do believe in good karma and good energy in people and the things in the world. Correct. I'm spiritual. I believe everybody has a right to their own belief system. And I think we all believe in the same thing, just different faces. So just have a blessed day, man. Like, just have a great day. There's waters in there. There's food, this and that. And I walked away. I didn't want to wait around. I didn't want to see if he did it. I didn't record myself giving it to him like fucking other people on social media, which is exhausting all on its own. Mm-hmm. Just do a good deed to do a good deed, man. Like, help somebody out just to help them out. You don't have to, like, make it this public affair where you try to go viral on Instagram or TikTok. Like, when I see shit like that, you're a scumbag. Don't record people in their worst moments. There's no reason to be doing that shit.
Of course.
Just be a human. Like, we're all humans. He was maybe drawn a worse off stick. Maybe he doesn't think the same way. You know, my mom says constantly, her biggest advice to me was, you can't get mad at everybody, because when you get mad at somebody for doing something that irritated you or wasn't the right thing, you have to remember they don't have your brain. They don't have your thought process. So they're not thinking the same way that you think. So you can't get mad at them for it. You were raised differently. Every single person went through different situations, and those situations shaped every single person. And whether they were positive or negative, they affected what that person is sitting in front of you today. So maybe he couldn't help that he was homeless. Maybe he could. But maybe I helped him for one more day. Stuff like that, I feel bad. But like when I see the dudes on the corner in Plainview, fully clothed in brand new shit, and he's sitting there with a sign saying, I lost my job. It's not that I don't have empathy for this guy, but it's like, where'd you come from? You're in the middle of Plainview. Like, you're sitting on the LIE in the middle of, off the exit ramp in the middle of Plainview. Where do you go at night?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that you're faking it, but I'm also saying it's sus.
Yeah.
A guy like this that I helped in Hawaii really couldn't help himself. So it's like a weird, I know I went on a tangent there, but it's like a weird situation for me when I see homeless people.
I know what you're saying, because like when I was, it always goes back to baseball for me for some reason, or sports. But when I was playing,
large chunk of your life, man.
Yeah. When I was playing baseball, when I was at St. John's, I don't know how I got this position, but I was in charge of the campus ministry for athletes. And part of what we had to do as a baseball team was, you're right?
Yeah, no, no.
I was like, did I do something
No.
wrong?
I tell everybody, they catch me looking away. I'm the cameraman, the audio engineer, and the host, so I like to check all the cameras.
Shit's hard.
Dude, because sometimes you got to watch the battery level. Sometimes you got to watch the memory level. Make sure you're not running out of memory. I'm watching this to make sure the levels aren't peaking. And
Okay.
Yeah, so don't
How
worry.
are they?
Everything's great.
Okay.
Everything's great.
So
I'm very interested to see what this fridge is going to sound like in the background, because I was going to unplug it today, but I decided to leave it on because generally I can take the sound from that guy out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I can take that out fully too.
Okay.
So that's it.
Like
We're experimenting. Anyway, back to you. I'm sorry.
So part of what I had to do for the baseball program was we had to set up soup kitchens, and we used to have to stay at the homeless shelters overnight. So I did this for 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was. And going back to what you said, the hardest part, because when you stay at the homeless shelter overnight, you get to kind of talk to people, and the soup kitchens and the food. And, when you're serving them food, they all want to talk to you because you're like a normal person, I guess. I don't know, and they're gonna bullshit with you. And the hardest thing the biggest thing that I used to see when I talked to them was, they're in a position where they're having a hard time getting out of it, right? And like you said, you give them $1, maybe the $1's going to go, whatever. But even for them to, when people say, oh, go get a job, for them, the biggest thing was, I can't get a job. Like, I'll walk into a place and they'll be like, no. You know, just because of appearance alone or whatever. And it's not easy for me to clean myself up because I have nowhere to do it. You know, I don't have the ability to go out and get new clothes and go stay at a hotel or whatever it is. I stay at a homeless shelter.
Hotel's $100 and something a night now.
Like they're like, hey, Nick, like, you know, you're watching me at the homeless shelter. Like, I'm here. Like, thank you for making me. I used to have to make him coffee in the morning, so I used to bullshit with him. Like, yeah, here's your coffee.
Yeah.
Like, have a good day. I'll see you later. You know, but like that was the thing. Like, yeah, you want me to go get a job, but I walk into anywhere I walk into, they're like, okay, well, no, you know, I'm sorry. So it's not easy for that person to get out of that position. I guess what it would take is for somebody to just be like, okay, I see that you're struggling. I'll give you a job. Instead of like going to look for one, someone's got to be like, hey, I'll give you one. Because you know how hard it is, especially when you're in a shit position and you have a little bit of pride still in your life. It's hard to ask for help always. Yeah. That's one of the hardest things. I found it out. I hate asking for help.
Hate it.
I fucking hate it. Like, even in business, I'm like, fuck you, I'll do it myself. I'll fail. Like,
there's a lot of videographers
I'd rather fucking fail.
There's a lot of videographers that I'm friends with that hit me up for advice on pricing things and this and that. And it's just like, I don't ask anybody anything because I like to just be on my own.
Yeah. And
I don't know if that's a pride thing. I think it has a lot to do with it. But I sometimes get all these messages, even from people I don't know. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, damn, man. Yeah. Should I be asking someone that's above me for help? Because I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I'm above these people by any means, but it's obviously they see me doing what I'm doing and they go, damn, Nick's progressing nicely. Yeah. How can I get there?
I think there are certain things that you look to somebody above you to kind of like give you that a little bit of advice, because I've done it like against my pride, right? You know, you look for someone who has more information and has been doing it before, but like I learned like through work ethic at least, I'm good. Like, I don't need your help. Get the fuck away from me.
That's how I am. That's why I don't have an editor, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
I just do it. I pack mule it. I throw it all on my back.
And I think a lot of people that are like, you know, on the path to being successful in whatever the hell they do, their work ethic is, you know, once you're dialed in, you're dialed in. You know, that's it. Like, you can't break that shit and you're just fucking going. Whether it's in fitness or restaurant or what you do, like, that's what it is, you know? But sometimes if someone gives you a little bit of a little information on how to take that next step in, you know, going up, you take that and then you fucking run with it because your work ethic. I know my work ethic in my back of my head is, you know, top notch. Like, I'm going to fucking rock.
Yeah.
You know? But if I have the information, if you give me like a little insight of how to get that direction, I'm fucking going there. You know? So that's the only information that I really try and get from people that are smarter than I, or, you know, that have done it. Because at the end of the day, yeah, this is definitely a pride thing. I'm going to say it right now. I'm like, fuck you. I can do that shit.
That's how I am. That's how I am.
I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever.
I can run a whole movie set by myself.
Get the fuck out of here.
I need a lighting guy.
What do you do?
I'm doing all this shit myself this entire time.
So, and then they like my dad, like, if we fucking bullshit all the time. Like, after I did the kidney thing with him, I gave him my kidney. He wanted to help out at the restaurant. So I brought him to the restaurant. You know, he was working there or not even working, just kind of like bullshitting every day and fucking there breaking balls. And he'd be like, telling me what to do. And I'm like, yo, I fucking did this shit for like a long time without you. Stop. Yeah. You know, like, leave me the fuck alone.
That's your kidney talking for you.
Yeah, like, fucking, you know, this is your pay. There's your kidney. That's it. So like, and then I would sit back in like my chair at the end of the day and I'd be like, fuck. I'm like, why did I say that to that guy? Like, he's done this shit for a long fucking time. Yeah. Like, you know, he knows his shit. But I'm going to, you know, he's breaking my balls. I'm going to break his balls right back.
Yeah.
And it's like that a lot of the times, like with people that are like, you know that they know a lot of shit, but you also kind of want to prove to yourself that
you can do it without
them. That you're not you're not a little kid, you know? So, you know, that's definitely a pride thing. And it gets in the way. For me, it gets in the way all the time. I know it does. I see it and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm being a stubborn prick.
Yep.
Like, but one of the first things that I learned at the restaurant is that you have to just take the advice and understand where it's coming from, whether it be from experience, you know, and you kind of just shape that to your personality, right? So like, I used to be fucking crazy on the staff, like this. And then my partner was like, yo, he's like, you're either going to get sued or they're all going to leave. And I was like, okay. I was like, well,
let me take a deep breath.
I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's like, fucking just understand that they're kids and they don't want to be fucking servers for their whole life. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. I'm like, they don't want to be servers their whole life. One wants to be a fucking actor. One wants to be a fucking real estate guy, you know? And they're there to make money. So
in the interim.
Yeah, in the interim. So for me to say, I mean, the biggest thing in any business, right, when you're hiring staff is that you want all those people that you hire to get on board with your vision.
That you want them to rally around the company.
Yeah, and that's because you're injecting into them your idea of what this is going to be and the direction and the fun, whatever the fuck it is that you got going on in your place. So the biggest problem with that is that they're not career people that want to do what the fuck it is. You know, they don't want to do that shit. You know, so, you know, I took a step back at the restaurant too, and this taught me that. Like, you got to understand that as a leader, whether you think I'm a good leader or a bad leader, whatever, that's up for debate, definitely. but as a leader, you have to take everyone individually and say, okay, well, this is where I could push this person. This is what I could do to this person. You know, if I push this person this way, they're not going to listen. They're fucking gone. They're done. You know, if I give them a little push in the ass, they're going to get a little pep in their step and do the right thing. You know, so you kind of got to like break people down like that. And it was very hard for me to do because in the beginning, I had fucking I had a lot of staff in the beginning.
A lot of personalities.
Yeah, and then at the end, it's like the Yankees in like fucking 2000. Like, fucking personalities.
You had a lot of hot girls working for you too, so those are personalities in their own.
Everything was very, very hard. Like, you know, but listen, and this is not a sexist thing, but women, when you work with them, it's a lot different than working with guys.
Oh my God, cancel him. Cancel the Oh wait.
No, it's okay. It's canceled. So like there's a certain way you can talk to people, and it is what it is. Like I could tell a guy, or you know, a guy
go get this fucking shit done, bro.
Asshole, get your fucking shit together and let's fucking go. But I can't say that to somebody else. I can't.
They'll break down.
Yeah, and it's not like, and I'm not saying it like in a legal way. Like it's like, one, I feel bad if I say it like that, and two, it's like, that's not gonna work. No, like that's just not gonna work. You know, and you know, you take people individually like that, and that's kind of like what I fucking learned, and it was hard, but you know, that's what keeps things going. I don't know, but yes, it's all fucked up. Like we learn and we progress and we take advice from people. We have a lot of pride. I mean, I know you do.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of pride.
That's why I haven't, listen, man, I get a lot of people that ask me to help out. I would love to shadow you on a shoot. I would love to come and do this. I would love to do that. I would love to help you edit and this and that. I'm just like, okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, I feel awkward for numerous reasons. The biggest one for me is when I first started, I didn't shadow anybody. I kind of just went out there and figured shit out. Mm-hmm. I went on a bunch of different shoots. I made mistakes. I made negative things into positives. Like I learned, and I learned by myself. So I'm not saying that I don't want somebody else to have that opportunity to actually be able to learn from somebody directly, and I'm forcing them to go the route that I went. But for me to now bring somebody in, you got to be a stellar editor, videographer, whatever your role is for me, you have to be unbelievable at it. Because I'm not just going to bring somebody on because we say what up to each other in the gym. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. This is my business. This is how I make money. My podcast is turning into a side business. I need to make sure that it's done properly. Yeah. You know, that's why it's tough. I haven't done a podcast in 2.5 weeks right now. And the reason is because I've been fucking slammed. Mm-hmm. I've been in Ohio. I've been in Boston. Edits in between, running around, traveling. I haven't had the opportunity to sit down. I haven't even edited the last 2 podcasts. Like, they're up, but I haven't done the YouTube videos for it. Yeah. So that's kind of how I'm going to baby step people in. Like, you want to help me on my business? You got to help the podcast. That's my business right now. If you think I'm going to bring you in, you're going to be shooting with rain right off the cut. It's not happening. Yeah. You got to prove to me that you can make clips from my podcast and we can go from there. And that's kind of how we do it. You know, there's super nice kid who hit me up from the gym. Wants to learn how to do what I do. He's like, I love what you do. I think it's awesome. You get to work with all these athletes. I get to, and of course, I'm not saying this against him, but everyone sees the glitz and the glam.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're with Rain? Oh shit, you with Juji Mufu? You're with Kai Green? You're with all these? You're with Thor from Game of Thrones? Oh my god. Yeah, but this is years in the making of me getting to this point. This isn't just like they called me and they went, "Hey Nick, we saw you a couple videos.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Why don't you come on through?" No, it's like networking, it's building, it's shooting for Rain, shooting for Kai and Rain at one point, and then them going, "Damn, Nick's good at what he does. Let's bring him on for some other projects with us as well." And then Monster, and then other large companies, restaurants. Like it all culminates from that. It didn't just happen overnight, and all of a sudden I was working with big name people. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Yo, I really love what you're doing, this and that. I would love to learn from you. Even if I donate my time. Currently, I'm not making that much money at my day job." He's like, so now in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I got to pay you no matter what. Like I can't put people through how much work this type of profession is and not compensate you. You have to get paid. Like, I'm not the guy that's sitting here going, "Oh, well, you're working for me. That's an opportunity." Because I've been told that from clients in the past, and I fucking hate that. Mm-hmm. Exposure doesn't pay my bills. Mm-hmm. Just because I'm working with you doesn't mean I'm going to get a million other clients. Like, that's what I wish I would say back when I first started, when people would ask me. So anybody listening that's first starting in this industry, anybody that tells you that exposure is the way that they want to pay you, my response now, if I was doing this now, my response now would be, that's fine. We could do that. However, every client that you guarantee me, I take off money. So we're going to start at the package price. And if you get me 1,000 clients at X amount of dollars, then the content for you will be free in the next 6 months. How about that? How about we do that? Because the exposure paid the bills then. It worked, right? Yeah. No. Okay. Because you don't fucking care. And this isn't going to lead me anywhere. Yeah. That's the issue. And yeah, it's great that you get seen with certain people and certain celebrities and this and that. But just because I shoot with Kai Green and Thor doesn't mean people are going to be, "You shoot with Kai Green and Thor? Yo, I need you to shoot all my shit." People aren't saying that. They see the work that comes from it. They understand the work that goes into it. And they go, "Okay, well, I like the style that you did. It's cool that you work with some big name people." Action Bronson was another one. People saw me with Action Bronson. You know how many people hit me up? "Yo, Nick, can I come? Can I come to the shoot?" Why? You don't fucking shoot. The fuck am I going to bring you to the shoot with him? Ooh, what? Why the fuck would I bring you? "Oh, tell him I'm the boom mic guy," like joking around. Like, "Oh, yeah, no." Because you'll be a weirdo, you'll be a fangirl, and I don't want that shit around. No. I don't get excited like that when I see celebrities.
True.
I shoot a celebrity. I shot Action Bronson. Like, yo, I was a fan for years. I shot Action Bronson. I acted like it was just one of the boys.
Yeah.
"What's up, man? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We'll get you some shots. Let's get it." Yeah. That's it. I don't get enamored by shit like that. So like people that come to work for me, if you're working with big name people, you have to have that same mentality and that same poker face. Mm-hmm. I don't care how excited you are. This is a job. We do a good job, we get to shoot with them more. We do a bad job, we never film them again and any of their network. So, knowing this information, let's do a really good job.
Yep.
So, anyway, the kid asked me from the gym. I've been going on a tangent. It's been a while since I podcasted, so
That's good. Keep going.
I'm in the groove. So
you're making me think now.
Yeah. That's what happens. That happens. So, kid asked me, he's like, "Yo, I love what you do, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "I'd love to work for you." I said, "Okay." I said, what video editing experience do you have?" "None." "Okay, that's okay. I started with none." What videography experience do you have?" "None." "Okay. Well, maybe I could run your books." I don't really need that. I also don't want people meddling in how much I charge clients right now until I'm big enough where that's a regular thing where I'm sending out invoices regularly, like every day. I don't need people going through my books and stuff like that. So I just said, I appreciate the help. I'm not saying I'm not grateful, was what I said to him. I said, but you would be way more useful to me is if you learned the software that I use and you can cut clips from my podcast. So I said, this is the software. Go watch some YouTube videos and let me know. 2 months went by. His grandmother was having some issues, family problems, whatever. Totally fine. But like 2 months, you could have watched some videos. You could have dabbled a little bit. Could have said, "Yo, Nick, send me some footage, this and that." You have to show me you want it.
Of course.
If you don't want it, I can't bring you on, man. Yeah. Like, it just is what it is. So I get a lot of those. He's one example. I've gotten like 4 or 5 other people in the last year and a half. And it's a flattering feeling. But like you said, unless these people have the drive that I have for my business, which is like, it's great. I know you think you're going to learn and then you're going to start your own shit. That's fine. I know that's what's going to happen because that's what happens with a lot of these videographers. Of course. But they also try to poach clients.
Yeah.
I've had to have conversations with multiple videographers about how you message people that I work with directly and you say, "Oh, I'll shoot you for this if Nick's shooting you for this." So
That's fucked up.
yeah, I had to have a conversation with a kid, very specifically a kid, and people that listen, they probably know who it is. I had to have a conversation with him. I talked to him in the parking lot at the gym, and I went, I know what you're doing. I said, and it's very irritating to me. So here's my advice to you. You don't ever do that again. Otherwise, I'm going to hit up every single person that you work with. I'm going to tell them I'm going to charge them $10. And we'll see how fast they jump ship from you because they really don't care. It's a money thing with them. I was
That's
like, so
fucked up.
if you want to play that game, my pettiness goes miles.
Yeah.
I'll be petty, man. I'll fucking take every person that you work with away from you.
That's fucked up.
So if you want to keep playing this game, no. You don't understand. Oh, okay. All of a sudden we're understanding each other now.
Oh, there's a reason.
Yeah. You don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay.
No. I don't understand what's been happening.
Right.
Okay. No.
Whoops, my bad.
Yeah. You're being a snake.
Sorry, I'm the asshole.
You're being a snake and you're trying to step on my toes. And then this person also tries to shoot the same exact way as me. It's cool. Listen, it is what it is. There's plenty of work for everybody, which is the main goal which is the main explanation that I tell all these videographers. I am friends with a lot of guys that you would think is my competition. But we give each other ideas. We talk to one another. We try to help each other out. Mm-hmm. We try to build like a little community because in the grand scheme of things, there's 1 million restaurants. There's 1,000,001 businesses that could use our services. We don't have to fight over the same ones. I'm not sitting here looking at a videographer that shoots fitness stuff at a different gym and going, he's my competition. He's just a dude doing his thing.
Yeah.
Godspeed, man.
Yeah.
You know, I have one videographer that he's also a cop, good friend of mine, super nice guy. He shoots a lot of videos in the fitness industry too. By all means, bro.
Yeah.
Shoot your shit, dude. He actually had me shoot his engagement photos. He hit me up.
That's cool.
It's like, I don't trust anybody else. Can you shoot my engagement photos? I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of people I want around me. I don't want the people that are intentionally trying to step on my toes. And that's what you have to watch out for. I know a lot of video guys in other states that they bring these people on to shadow them, train with them, and then they start trying to form the relationships with their clients. They go and start their own thing, and then they start trying to poach clients. It's a very unethical way of approaching business, and that's why I'm very guarded when people ask me, Nick, I'd love to come work for you. I'd love to come to the office. I'd love to come this and that. Well, first off, there's not that much room in here for you. But second,
It's good,
I mean,
it's good fridge though.
great fridge.
Great fridge.
You could sit here and you could just, do your shit here. But like, regardless, it's like I need that drive. You wanna bring this thing to the top with me? I've only been doing this for 4 or 5 years. Like, we're just getting started. Yeah. So if you want to come in at the ground level and see where we build this thing, by all means, come through. But you got to show me the drive.
You got to show it. That again, going back, that's the biggest thing to me. And just the shadow of what you were saying about the community of kind of people that you build yourself around, other videographers and all that. I tried to do the same. Well, I do the same thing in the restaurant business. Like there are a couple of younger owners that. Just through the a couple of years of knowing everybody that we've kind of developed this little community of friendship, and again, whether we're in the same town or different towns, whatever it is, we kind of just bounce ideas off of each other and see how business is and visit each other's places and always kind of stay involved with each other because, that's ultimately, I guess, in the restaurant business, maybe dating like 30 years ago, let's say. I feel like there was a lot of competition where this is my place, blah, blah, blah.
Stay the fuck away.
Stay the fuck away from my place. These are my people. Like, this is my food. Fuck you.
Yeah, this is my meat distributor. Like, this is everything.
I mean, and now, and even so, like, this is my, the Italian sushi thing that I fucking put out there, right? Like.
Which was bomb.
Which was fucking great.
Which was bomb.
Great. So, I mean, like, if I had friends in the business that wanted to kind of do the same thing, like, you can't tell me that the drunken chicken. I'm pretty sure I probably fucking saw that on Instagram somewhere.
Probably.
I swear. I'm sure I did. I don't know. But I thought, hey, this is a good idea. Let's call it drunken chicken. You know what? And then I know there's at least 4 other restaurants right now that have drunken chicken. What the fuck is it? It's the same shit that we did. But they call it drunken chicken. But I know where it came from. I mean, at least here. So like ideas.
Yeah, 20-mile radius.
The world is not. It's not a big world anymore. You go on your phone and you can find fucking anything. Yep. Especially in the restaurant business, you go on any fucking food website and you can figure
a recipe out.
You figure out something. Oh, that looks cool. They're doing this.
Well, after Black Tap in the city, how many people were doing the shakes?
The shakes. That's what we tried to do at Rosin Social.
Oh, did you?
In the beginning.
Oh, okay.
We're like, Black Tap's sick. Like, we got burgers and we got fucking shakes. And we had 3 big shake machines The problem was finding people to fucking do the shakes. So after a while, I was like, fuck this.
I was going to say, I never tried a shake there.
No, we used to have pretty good shakes. And like after a while, it was like, it takes too much time to fucking do a shake. Like it's too busy. Fuck this shit. Like it's too much going on. I got to roll this shit in the Oreo. I'm not doing it.
The cup is frosted.
You had to pay one person just to do shakes.
My dishwasher hates the frosting all over the cup.
So like, after a while, that was like, I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore. But, you could find anything. So like in the restaurant business, what I did was, or the group of people that we kind of surrounded ourselves with was, we were all in the business. We all bounced ideas back and forth. We all used to hang out at each other's places, and we always just show love. And that's all you can really do. Like at that point, you just show love, because if you're doing great over here, it was almost like a marketing thing. Let's say you show face at a great restaurant, you put yourself on Instagram, whatever the fuck it is. They're probably going to come to your restaurant. That's what it is. Like, and there's no animosity. There's no hate.
I've seen you at a ton of restaurants.
I love going to restaurants. I still go to restaurants. I got nowhere for them to go, but I go to restaurants to hang out myself, So like, I like doing that. And that's the world that I put myself in. And going back to what you were saying, this is not something that just happened. I'm 35, right? I opened up the restaurant when I was 32. I mean, I started working in restaurants fucking when I was 21, I guess. So this is not like a
overnight success
story. It's not like I just woke up one day. I was like, I'm gonna open a restaurant. Yeah, I could have, but I probably would have failed because I wouldn't know shit. And even when I opened up, I didn't know shit. But at least I had the experience to know how to manage things and how to at least keep costs a certain way and to keep things going. And then you build a network of at least you can keep people coming in. Like, If I didn't play ball at St. John's when I was in college, a lot of Rosin Social was a lot of St. John's people. Like a lot of people don't know that, but a lot of athletes from St. John's used to come in and kind of hang out and promote the place. The basketball team, baseball guys, like everybody used to come in and hang out. The colors of the restaurant are like St. John's colors. No, it was like St. John's colors. It was red, and it was like had a whole like that was St. John's, and that was kind of like where I had like a little bit of my youth growing up as a kid. I developed into an adult at that place. Did a lot of dumb shit, but this was a whole series of things that went on for 10 years before I was able to
actually open your own space.
Yeah, the opportunity to open up my own space. And I'm not gonna lie, and I talk about this too to people because I do a lot of speaking now. Like I talk to a lot of like baseball teams and athletes and whatever, because I like to do that. I like to tell them all the times that I fucked up, because there was a lot of times that I fucked up.
A lot of times everybody fucks up.
And there's still times that are going to be fucked up in the future, right? So I tell them all the time, like, I went into a business, I'll fucking say it, I don't really care. I went into a business in the nightclub business in the city with the sole intention of getting enough money to open up my own place, And, I worked fucking like crazy hours overnight, like doing crazy shit. But I had a goal in mind that it was going to be to open up a restaurant or whatever it was, but a restaurant. And that's what I did. But like you make sacrifices in some aspect. A lot of things got fucking ruined. Relationships, friendships, fucking everything, But at the end of the day, if those people that left or argued with you or got into fights, if they're supporting you and they're going to be in your life, they're going to be in your life no matter what. It is what it is. So like you got to concentrate on your shit because you know where you want to go, right? And a lot of the times you don't know where you want to go, but you know what direction you're going in because I still don't know what I want to do, right? So, we're just
you're starting from square one again.
But at least the one thing that so when the restaurant was sold, the whole back and forth of the pride thing and thing, blah blah. I sat down. My partner goes like this. He goes, Nick, you got to understand something. I was like, what? What the fuck do you want? Not right now, right? He's like, in any business, right, you can sell everything that you have. The fucking camera, don't sell that because that's nice.
The fridge is great.
But the fridge Never sell the fridge. Is great. Gonna have that the in the table, this, whatever's in this fucking laptop, you can sell that shit. The only thing that you're not selling is what's here. You fucking sell that for $1 amount, but what's here, you take on forever, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with that.
Facts.
No one's going to take that away from you, and nobody's going to tap into that shit unless you tell them what it is. And even so, you're probably still not going to tell them what it is. And you got to understand that when I take advice from somebody, I'm like, yeah, all right, that was fucking 60%. But yeah, I got you. So, like, that was the biggest thing for me is that you build all this shit over all these years. You fucking learn it. It stays in your little computer here. It's not going to be translated to that computer there.
No.
That's just shit, you know? So I'm not, like, when I sold the place, I wasn't afraid. I was like, fuck it. I was like, this is cool. Like, I'm going to take a 2-month vacation, you know? I'm going to relax. I'm going to regather my shit.
I saw you all over the place with wifey, man.
Yeah, I had a good time. I got to go to Arizona. I got to go to...
We gotta go to San Diego.
I gotta go to San Diego. I gotta go to Mexico. That's the last
now
stop.
You just can't leave.
Mexico's the last stop.
Mexico's it.
You know, I'm going down to Florida for a little bit. So like, I got shit that I want to do, but I know in the back of my head that now I know how. Even if it wasn't a restaurant, right? I know what steps need to be taken to get that shit going, because that was the hardest part. Because that's what I wasn't experienced in. I wasn't experienced in how to get it going. And then now once I got it going and figured out, you know, that shit, then running's easy. You just got to get it going. Actually, you know what? Selling it's really fucking hard too. I'm not going to lie.
Evidently not 3 days.
No, but like, you know, like to get all the shit together.
Yeah,
it's
the
fucking
paperwork
hard.
and make sure everything's
it's fucking hard.
transferred
And then, like,
ownership.
You know, it's like, yeah, so it's hard shit. But, you know, that knowledge that you have, you never sell that shit. That shit is always with you. It's something that nobody can take it from you, and nobody's going to know what you know because you're probably not going to fucking tell them.
Yeah, and the experience kind of shapes you for the next adventure.
Yeah, and you know, all that shit but again, like you said, this has been years of, you know, building up to one point where you can do something and, you know, and see it through.
Do it effectively as well.
And people ask about the restaurant, like, you know, why did you sell it? It was so good, you know. Nobody knows this, but the original plan of that place was to open it and sell it in 1.5 years. That was the original plan. And open it and sell it. Build it up to something really cool and get out. And
Make your money and dip.
yeah. And do something else and do whatever the fuck you want. You know, and COVID hit. So like, you know, I sit back and I'm like, yo, fucking, like, how many restaurants fucking went out and didn't make $1? You know what I mean? Like, how am I going to be that upset?
Yeah.
And we went past the original plan. So, like, we stayed an extra fucking 2 years, whatever it was. And, you know, that's it. But all that shit that you learn and that knowledge, it's stuck in there. So
Forever.
Yeah, it's stuck in there forever. And you know, that's part of life. And now for me, I mean, I don't know again, like I said.
You don't know what holds the next chapter.
No, I don't know. I have so much. The week that we closed. Oh, I must have got, I want to say, at least 10 phone calls. Hey, you want to do this? You want to do this? Let's do this together. I'm like, the fucking ink's not dry yet. Like, oh, shit. Like, let's do this together.
I'm literally mid-handshake.
Have you seen this thing over here? This restaurant in Manhattan's up for sale, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I'll go look at it. But, like, that doesn't mean I'm going to do shit.
Don't do Manhattan. Please don't.
No. What I'm saying is, like, I'll go look wherever you want.
Course.
But, like, I'm not going to fucking get out of something. And the thing that I have now is the ability to choose what the fuck I want to do. If I want to go work for somebody, I can. I can't. But if I want to go work for somebody, I can.
I can't either.
You know, like if I want to open up a fucking cafe on the beach in fucking Miami, I could do that. You know, I can do that.
I do that.
I could. But, you know, that's the position that I put myself in, which I'm happy for, you know. But then again, every time I think back on it, and I think this is like it just goes back to like that was like my baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's always going to be there. I'm always going to think about it. I'm always going to think about the time that I had at that place with the people that I met. I'm always going to think about it. So that's like, it holds you. Like, man, that fucking place was fucking cool. You know, that was a cool fucking spot, you know? But, you know, you got to kind of let it go.
Yeah, you got to just
because
move on
if
to
I
the
don't
next.
let that go, you can't move on to something else.
No.
You know? And trying to recreate that, it's not going to happen.
No, it's got to be a totally different vibe.
You cannot
totally different
recreate
setting.
it. You can bring yourself to the game, to the table, but like, you know, your vibe, your energy, but that place was specific for that. Like, and you know this, like I know this. Since we opened up that place, there's probably been, I could say, 5 places that have opened up kind of like the same
Kind of like.
no, but kind of
yeah,
like the same
kinda like-
vibe and feel, and, you know, going for that staff and like the same kind of like vibe. And that's cool. Like, I don't, you know,
I'm flattered.
I'm cool with that. I like that shit, you know? But, you know, at the end of the day, it worked for us and we did a good thing about it. So I can't. But again, moving forward, who the fuck knows what I'm doing?
You got marathons.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
So that's kind of where we're going to
Do your
transition
thing.
now.
Yeah,
no,
do
that's
the
where we're going to transition.
I'm fucking ready. I could go for this thing. Is this energy? No, right?
It is.
It is.
It's 300
to
milligrams of
run home.
caffeine. It's good shit, right?
Yeah, it's good. It really is good shit. I might ask for another one. No, you only get one. You only get one per fucking.
Start cracking them open like Stone Cold. So after the kidney transplant,
Yeah.
which you gave to your father, you...
Did we talk about that ever?
We didn't talk about that on this
We
show.
never talked about. Yeah. When was the last time I was on the show?
A long time ago.
Before the transplant or after?
You were on after as well, because you told me your organs were shifting around in there, and I was getting freaked the fuck out.
Yes.
Hated that.
Yes. That was in I feel like January
Let me see.
or February.
I'm gonna look right now when the last Voice and Rizzles.
I want to say January, February. I could be totally wrong. Maybe March 2021.
Let's see. For all the audio listeners, I'm currently looking to see when the last time he was on was.
And I'm just going to drink my drink. Get more amped up for the next.
You were on since 2020, June 16th.
Yeah, I was on after that. Because I remember talking about that.
No, that was your. Nope, that was your second time you were on.
Really?
First time you were on was January 9th. Second time you were on was June 16th.
So we never talked about this?
No, we did. Didn't you? You came in and talked about that was after the surgery, right? June 16th of 2020.
No, the surgery was September 2020. Was it?
This feels weird.
Yeah.
I
Are
feel
we
like
a fucking movie?
I feel like we've talked about it.
What? I feel like we talked about it too.
Give me a rundown. Talk to me. So, your father needed a kidney.
Yeah, my father needed. Wow, I'm fucking confused.
I know, right?
Anyway, yes, my father needed a kidney. This was when did COVID hit?
March 2020.
The thing is that I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. There's no time.
I know.
Yeah,
March
time was
2020.
just fucked up. That whole series, that period, March 2020. Okay, so January 2020, I found out that my dad needed a kidney. We already knew he needed a kidney, but I got a phone call from my mother, and she was like, "Listen," she's like, "It's time to step it up and find somebody to get him a kidney because he really fucking needs one. If he doesn't get one, nah, say goodbye." Right?
Yeah.
So
Was he already on dialysis now?
yeah, he was on dialysis for a couple years. So I knew this, and this was in January. At the end of January, we had the phone call, and for some reason, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I was like, I'll donate my kidney. I was like, knew nothing about the surgery, nothing about anything. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a good deal. I'll fucking do it. I'll save my dad's life, and I'm cool, you know? So
Some good karma points up
yeah,
at the big man
but
upstairs.
the thing is, I didn't even think about it. It was like, yeah, I got it. I think I told her on the phone. I was like, yeah, I got it. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I got it. I'll talk to you later.
Are you automatically a donor?
No.
Automatically a match if it's your father?
No, so I think we definitely talked about this though. So what happened was I had to go through all these tests and all this,
Yes.
and you got to find out if your blood type matches. That's the first thing, and then once your blood type matches, you then become a genetic. They run you through like a genetic match. So you got to make sure that your chromosomes and all that bullshit is gonna go, with the kidney when they goes inside. Little connection here. So, March, I went in February to get tested for the blood. It was a match, obviously. Right, because both my parents, which I didn't know, are the same blood type, right? So, all my brothers and my sister were all the same shit. So I told my mom, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna go do this. I'm like, don't even worry about Dan, Anthony, Gabby. Like, my sister wasn't doing it, but don't even worry about my brothers. Like, they got families and shit. I'm fucking good.
Don't sweat it. I got it.
Yeah, don't sweat it. I got it. I was like, just do me a favor. Don't tell Dad. Right. So my mom was basically the only one that knew that I was going through this whole process for the kidney and to donate. And March happened, and obviously the world shut down. So when that happened, I got COVID. During that time, the doctors were like freaking out because I was going to be a kidney donor or I wanted to be a donor, and I had COVID. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, they had
and
no
the whole
idea.
thing. Yeah, the whole thing. So fast forward, I get over COVID. April, I'm done with COVID. June, I go back for my testing. I restart all that shit. I'm healthy as hell. I don't know what the fuck happened to me. I came out of COVID healthier than I was when I went in. And, that whole process throughout the summer was making sure I get ready and get set for the surgery that my dad didn't know it was going to happen because I didn't tell him shit. And finally so if we were in June, I don't know if we talked about this, but in July of 2020, there was somebody who died who wanted to give their organs to my dad, right? Person passes away. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm off the hook. Like, this guy's going to get a kidney, they're the same blood type, match, everything. Ends up, because at the time nobody knew shit, ends up that the guy died. He had COVID. All the organs are shit. Can't use anything.
From COVID?
Yeah, apparently. Right?
That's probably before they knew that you could or not.
It was 2020. It was right when shit was going on. Right? So nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Everyone's like all fucked up and shit like that. So there must have been, and all the people that passed away during that time, like all those organ donors, all their organs went nowhere.
That's so sad.
It's so sad. And nobody really knew what was going on. And you can't, I guess you can't blame anybody, but you can because they're fucking doctors. But like, nobody knew shit. So it must have been like 80,000 people that were organ donors that just, see ya, So I got all excited. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to get it. All of a sudden, boom, guy had COVID, can't do shit. My dad was like on the way to the hospital to get done. And they called him, like, he has COVID. Like, fuck. So I picked up where I was left off. So come August, the end of August 2020, I'm like, I picked a date, September 9th. Didn't tell my dad, obviously. So September 9th, my brother's birthday. I
feel like we had you on after this.
I feel like I was, right?
Yeah. You have
Anyway.
I might be missing it. Keep going.
Maybe this is the fourth time I'm here. So
I would love that.
So the doctor tells my father, they're like, listen, we have a date set for you. We have a donor. Make sure you show up. Blah, 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 blah. My dad goes, who's the donor? And he's like, it's your son. And he's like, nah. He's like, it ain't fucking happened. I'm like, this is why I didn't fucking want to tell you. You were going to try and talk me out of this. I'm like, it's too late. It's not happening. So my dad fought it September 9th. We never did the surgery. I'm like, listen, bro. I'm like, it is what it is. You're either getting a kidney from me or you're not fucking getting a kidney. Right? So, and all this time, I'm still operating the restaurant. The restaurant was still going on. And we were busy as hell because that was when we had the rooftop going on. It was the summer. It was fucking packed. And that was like our time where we were kind of like making the change to be in a successful place, And we are navigating through COVID and all that bullshit. And I said, all right, surgery date September 29th. You fucking show up or that's it. So he showed up. And that was that. That the surgery went through. Everyone's healthy now. So leading into the next step of, I guess, what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Was the marathon.
The marathons.
So before I went into surgery, I said, okay, when I get out of surgery, I'm going to run the New York City Marathon for the Kidney Foundation. That was like my fucking goal. I don't know why. I never ran a marathon before in my life. I mean, the only long distance I did playing baseball was like fucking 3 miles. Like, it was
around the bases.
Yeah, fucking whatever. So I'm like, I'm running the marathon. I never ran a marathon before. And, October came after the surgery. That first month, couldn't do shit. November came. I started kind of walking around a little bit. December, it was fucking cold out. So I was like, I'm not going outside. Yeah. Fuck that.
I feel that.
Right? So once, and I felt like shit until January. Probably until the end of December or January, beginning of January. Once I started feeling good, I got up and I started going to the gym. We definitely talked about this because
we might have talked about this at Rosin Social because I remember who I'm thinking of with the organs shifting and like the emptiness on the inside after you get the transplant. Marcus.
And I felt the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, like shit shifted around. I love that guy.
I love Marcus.
Marcus is a fucking great. Marcus, I hope you're listening and watching because I love you.
He's great.
He's the best. So, once I was able to, the first place I went to was actually Nick. To start boxing.
Slick Sluggers.
Because I knew that was the fastest way I was going to get back into shape. So I went to Slick Sluggers, and Nick's the fucking best. And he helped me out. And he knew my situation, too. So he's like, I'm not going to hit you in the kidney. But I'm just going to work out. I'm going to work out. And for like 2-3 months, I was there, strictly there. I was, doing everything to get back into shape. And I was getting back into Muay Thai, too, again. So, like, I was happy with that because, like, even though it was a boxing gym, like, you can still kick around and, do some shit. And
bro, you get so gassed out boxing.
Oh yeah.
Just because I started with Jamal, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Just because I started with Jamal, man, I get fucking toasted within a couple of minutes of just hitting the pads with him. And he's like, "Keep going, man. Keep fucking going." I'm like, I can't even lift my arms.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder people get gassed out in street fights all the time. I mean, it's been a year since I fought, but it's like, if I don't fuck this guy up before me, I'm so done.
What am I training for? What the fuck?
2 minutes in, I'm fucked.
No, but it's true, and that was kind of like what put me on the path to get back into shape. And I said, if I can do this, because I always knew from the years before doing Muay Thai that running is a completely different condition than fighting.
I started running recently.
Yeah,
I need to.
But fighting is like yeah, you're gassed.
Yeah.
You're fucking gassed. And it's not even from the physical.
Legs are
It's like
weak.
you're thinking
Yeah,
about shit.
legs are weak.
Your
You can't
fucking
stand
head's
up.
killing you. You're like, oh my God, like I'm fucking, there's like the weight of the world on my shoulders.
dizzy. I
This guy's
can't
gonna
see.
punch me in the face. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like the fuck. And you could run 20 miles, but if you fucking 3 minutes in a fucking ring, you're fucking wiped.
Done.
Wiped. So I knew that was the kind of way to start getting ready to run. So I did that. And then once I started running, I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm pretty fucking fast. So these distance runs that I started making, like I'm running like, 18 miles in like 7:40 a mile. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I never did this before in my life. So I'm thinking, and what I did was, and I think we talked about this too, I stopped eating red meat.
Really?
Because I had to. Well, I didn't have to, but the doctor was like, listen, he's like, no real restrictions on your diet with the kidney. But, red meat may, the protein like filtered through the kidney, blah, blah, maybe like a thing that, I don't know the science behind it, but that was kind of like what I took from it. I could be completely fucking wrong. But he was like, listen, he was like, this is kind of like, what you should do. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll cut out red meat. So I started eating fish and vegetables. That was it. And I lost like crazy weight. But I felt good. Like I wasn't like, I wasn't like,
You weren't emaciated.
yeah, but everyone was like, oh, you're so skinny. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bro. I run a mile in fucking 5:10. Like, fuck you. Like, I feel good, So my whole goal was to build up to the marathon, and I remember I signed up for it. I got with the Kidney Foundation. Team Kidney was who I ran it for. And they sent me a nice little jersey. It was cool.
Love that.
And, everyone was like, you're crazy. My doctor. Not my doctor, the nurse in charge of the transplant centers was like, you can't run the marathon. I was like, why? She's like, you just donated a kidney. Like, nobody does that. I'm like,
I do.
Yeah, all right, well, I'm going to fucking do it, right? So she's like, no. I'm like, listen, I'm going to talk to the surgeon, right? So I text the surgeon. I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm running the marathon. And he writes me back, that's awesome. I'm like, all right, cool. So what happened was I thought that I developed, and maybe it still is, I don't know. I thought I had a hernia. Because I got this fucking bump right here.
Probably.
So I went to go see the doctor, the surgeons, whatever, and they're looking at it, they're testing, they're looking at it, and they're like, it might just be scar tissue, like from the surgery, because, scar tissue builds up where it was. So I'm like, wait, so you're telling me it's not a hernia?
They pull through the front?
Belly button.
Really?
Yeah, right to the belly button.
They pull the whole kidney through your belly button?
Is this on TV? So my scar is like a little line right here. They blow you up with gas, they fucking cut in, pop it out. And then they do other shit. Yeah, it's fucked up.
I thought they went through the back.
No, right through the belly button.
Oh, I'm freaked out right now. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah. So, and that's why, so I got this bump that's right above my belly button. So,
Ah.
so I'm thinking in my head, like, this has got to be hernia from the surgery, whatever. And then I remember when I had Tommy John, that the scar tissue that I used to get and break up, I used to like fucking fuck with it all the time. It was worse than the surgery. This shit hurt so bad. I couldn't even move my arms sometimes like this. So I'm like, maybe it's scar tissue. So the doctor was like, yeah, it looks like it may be scar tissue. You're not going to know for sure until you like really get in there and, ultrasound that shit, whatever the hell it's called. So he's like, you going to run the marathon still? I was like, yeah. I was like, do I have a choice? I was like, I already told everyone I was fucking doing
I've been
it.
training for
I'm
it.
like, I've been training for it. Maybe I have hernia. Maybe it's scar tissue. I don't know. It hurts the same. I still to this day, I can't do push-up.
Really?
Like, I can do push-ups, but, like, after, like, 10, 15, like, it strains, and it's like, oh, that fucking hurts, But I don't really care. I donated a kidney. What the fuck cares? Like, what am I doing, right? So I go in the 3 days before the marathon just to get a final checkup from my doctors to make sure that, like, all is good and shit like that. And he calls in the other surgeon, and he's like, come on in here. He's like, I want you to meet Nick, blah, blah, blah. He's like, have any of your transplant guys or donors ran the marathon? He's like, no. He's like, well, Nick's running it in 3 days. I was like, yeah, my man. Like, he's on my side. I got the surgeon on my side. I'm good.
awesome.
I'm good. Fuck the nurse. So
What's the matter? You didn't want to go all the way and get your doctorate?
yeah, so he's like, listen, he's like, to tell you the truth, like, I've never heard of anyone running. I mean, especially within a year of the surgery. I don't know many people that have done that. So I was like, now I gotta finish. Now you're putting all this fucking pressure on me, bro. I gotta finish. Fast forward to the marathon, bro. I had no idea how hard this shit was.
So
number
hard.
one, number two, the running part was not as hard as the preparation, like the fucking 4 hours before you start running. You get there like 6:30 in the morning, and you're sitting on in a parking lot, like in the cold, like sitting on your ass. Like the only warmth that I had, I would go into the urinal and I would sit in the urinal for like 20 minutes at a time because like they have like thousands of urinals lined up because there's like so many people. They just
The
go
heat
hang
of
out.
everyone's urine was just
I'm
keeping me warm.
I'm sitting in the urinal like waiting for my time to get called. And once you get to that line, you kind of like realize like, oh shit, like, you know,
It's game time.
it's game time. And, you know, they do the national anthem and shit like that, and you get all pumped up a little bit. And I swear, the first 2 miles that I ran, I was at like 6:03 a mile, which is like fucking stupid because it's a marathon, right? And I'm moving, like
you're
fucking
cooking.
moving. And then so my first like 9 miles, I think I was at like 6:59, 7:01 or something like in that area for like the first 9 miles. And I'm looking at my watch and I'm going, okay, I can either get my shit together and slow down a little bit or just keep going because fuck it. I mean, you know,
Ball out.
yeah. So I kept going. I'm like, fuck it, I got to keep running. So I kept running as much as I could at a speed where I felt like I was like, okay. And at mile 16, when I hit the fucking 59th Street Bridge, I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm fucked. I'm like, this is not easy. You know? So now I see myself like.
And how many more miles did you have?
It's 26, 10
So you had
miles.
10 more miles.
Yeah. So 26.2, right? So I get to that marker, and I'm going over the 59th Street Bridge, and I get to the top of it, because then it starts to go down a little bit, the bridge.
Yeah, which is nice.
But what people don't realize is that when you're running the marathon, going downhill sucks.
Because the streets suck.
And no, but it's a different stress on your legs. It's a different stress on your body.
It's like a dunk, dunk,
yeah,
dunk, dunk.
and you're like hitting. And like when you're going up, you're like really just like kind of struggling to get up there. But once you start going down, you're going a little bit faster.
You're slowing yourself down.
Yeah, and you're trying to slow yourself down because if you don't, you're just gonna fucking topple over and just keep going. So get off the bridge, going up First Avenue, and you know that's a pretty long stretch. And right as I got to like, you cross into the Bronx, which is like, no offense to anybody that's in the Bronx, but the Bronx sucks. And that's why that's the shortest part of the marathon. You're there for like fucking 2 miles.
I was going to buy a condo
Get out of the Bronx.
in Brownsville.
Yeah, get out of the Bronx. This shit's like just whatever. So right as I get to the bridge that's going to take me to the Bronx, I start seeing people like fucking dropping. And I'm like, oh shit, like what's going on? Cramping up. People are like crying on the street. And I'm like, all right, this shit's real. But once you get to that point, you're like, okay, I got to the Bronx. If I don't finish, like I got to finish. Right. So that was like, I don't know, 18th mile, something like that. So I'm running and I'm in the middle of the shit Bronx and I start to feel my first cramp. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
Where was it?
in my hamstring. Yeah, both hamstrings, right? So I'm watching people like drop like flies, and I'm like, I cannot, no matter what the fuck I do. If
That nurse told me I shouldn't do this. I
Yeah.
gotta keep
I'm like,
going.
I'm like, this is for the kidney people. Like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm trying to like psych myself up. Like what can I say to myself to get myself fucking through this shit, right? So I'm running like straight leg, like no bend at all.
Looking like Herman Munson.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, maybe if I stop for 1 second, the cramp will go away.
No.
So I stopped for 1 second. I did. I stopped for 1 second to like stretch my leg. I stretch my leg and then I start running again and boom, it hits me like immediately. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, I just got to keep going. I'm trying to take Gatorade from the, there's always
handing
people
shit
around
out.
there. They're handing out.
I always think of Seinfeld when he handed out the coffee, the hot coffee.
Yeah, did you ever see the stingers?
Yeah.
The gel, the shit. So I'm taking like 5 of those. I'm like fucking eating all those things, trying to get like shit into my body. And I knew from training, when I was training, that when I started eating, my body shuts down because it's like just like taking the nutrients.
It wants to go to sleep
just
now.
wants to go to bed. Yeah. So I'm like trying to
That's
not.
the fat Italian genes for us.
So I'm trying to not eat all this shit, and I see all these stingers. I'm like, fuck it, I'm taking that shit. So I'm eating that, and I knew my body was like gonna like reject it in some way. So I'm taking Gatorade, stingers, getting honey in me, like trying to just go. So once I got out of the Bronx,
Squeezing bees in your mouth.
yeah, once I get out of and people were like flying past me, and I'm like, fuck, like, I passed that guy 6 miles ago. What the fuck? So now I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all right, I just gotta finish. Like, fuck the time. I'm like, my goal was to be under 4 hours, right? So I'm like, fuck the time, whatever. Let's just finish. So I'm going stiff legged. People are screaming my name. They're like, "Let's go, bro!" I'm like, "Fuck you!" I'm like, "You're on the sideline, you piece of shit."
Just eating a slice.
Like, in my head, I'm
eating
like,
a slice of pizza. Just like, yo, you're doing
drinking
great.
coffee. That's cold out here. Yeah, it's cold out here. Thank you. So I get into Central Park. That's kind of like your last, like, you know. And I see the people that I love the most. My dad's fucking there. He's like kind of running with me. And my girl's there. Her friend is there. And I don't know if you know my friend Lou, but he was there.
From Rob Keys?
No. Lou Bernardi, he's you've met him before. He's
Probably.
Valor Sports. He does a charity thing. He's a baseball coach. And I'm running and I'm like dogging it. I'm like, and like this is the part where you're supposed to run fast because it's the end of the race and you're supposed to be happy that you're at the end. And everyone used to tell me that, like, you know, when you get into Central Park and you're like kind of coming towards the end, like you get this energy burst and like you're really enjoying what's going on. And all I kept thinking was how much this fucking sucked. I was like, and this is true. It's like, did you cry? I'm like, no, I didn't cry. They're like, why?
I wanted to end.
I'm like, because I was fucking dying. That's why I didn't cry. I was like, I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the end of this thing, you know? So, and it was because I was cramping up so bad. And the reason that I think that I cramped up is because my prep for the day, I didn't realize that you just sit in a fucking parking lot. I wasn't loose. I wasn't like, you know, I was drinking as much water as I could in the beginning. And you know, I had 2 sandwiches and I was good, like in that aspect. But after that, like once you get to that point, all shit is just out the window. Everything you train for is like, all right, survive. For me, at least, I was like, I just got to survive, fucking, because I could die. Like,
Could,
you know, I'm
could
thinking
drop
in my
right
head,
here.
I'm like, what's the protocol? Like some asshole, 1 kidney, just had surgery. He's running the marathon. What is wrong with this kid?
Get this guy a kidney.
Yeah. So I finish, and I swear I finished, and I start walking, and like that's when it kind of hit me. It hit me a little bit like, wow, I'm like, I just did something pretty fucking cool. Like I saw my dad, he came over. I saw my friend Luke. He was like behind the lines or whatever, and they got some food in me, and I started eating a little bit, some like bars, and like I had like a Gatorade or some shit, and I was like, fuck. I was like, now I feel pretty good, you know, and like that's when it came over me, like, yo, I did a cool thing. I'm
For a good cause,
you know, and something that I can actually say is a personal thing because I did it. I donated my kidney and I fucking ran for the people that, you know, the kidney people. So I'm definitely doing it again.
Okay.
100%. I'm definitely doing it this year.
When is it?
November.
Okay.
I had plans to run the New York City half marathon this weekend.
Okay.
This weekend or next weekend? One of these weekends. But I had to pull out because my hamstrings are shot right now.
You go see Derlin.
I got it.
Go see Derlin and Marina.
Yeah,
we'll get you fixed
shot.
up.
Help me.
I got you.
And
Go to Marina after this, so
oh yeah,
I'll tell her. Yeah.
all right. So you know, my prep is to get ready for that, and you know, it's a nice community of. And now I think that this time I can really enjoy the race because I didn't enjoy that shit. Like I enjoyed it, but like I didn't. You don't know as a first time person running this with I guess considered to many, you know, a physical disability that you shouldn't probably run a fucking marathon. You know, I just fucking did it, and like I was concentrated on just finishing and surviving, and you know, also the people that I loved and I liked, and they were there cheering me on. But it's still, I was like, all right, I just got to finish this fucking race.
Yeah.
You know, now if I do it again, at least I know what it takes. I know how to prepare for it. I know all the shit that goes into it. Even so, like when you get there in the morning, like, you know, they don't really tell you that, hey, you should wear clothes that, you know, you could throw away, like when you start, because it's cold. So, like, you know, go buy some sweats for like $5, you know, buy a couple layers, put that shit on, and then before the race starts, they have all these donation boxes where you just take all your clothes off and put it in the boxes, and then you're ready for the race. You know, I didn't know that. I saw people like wearing bags and like those heat things that they put on, like the fucking whatever the hell tinfoil looking thing. So all these people I'm like, fuck, I'm so underprepared for this shit. I'm like, I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Theragun.
Yeah, well, I have one now.
Oh, now you have one. Just beat the shit out of your hamstrings.
So I'm like, I got a fucking sandwich and a couple of waters. Like, isn't that how you go about a race?
And I got my Lululemons on.
Yeah, I'm fucking ready. You know, so you know, all that preparation that I didn't know about, now I know. You know, so the next time I can kind of enjoy the race a little bit more and know that, like, you know, hey, maybe you shouldn't, you know, your second mile shouldn't be 5:20. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone always said, like,
I'd be cool as long as I wasn't the last one.
Listen. So I finished 3:45, which is under the 4 hours. You know, I was happy about that. So I can't complain.
Who finished it first?
I
What's
don't
the
know.
time?
I was probably like 2 hours and 8 minutes. I think it was. Yeah, 2 hours and 8 minutes. See ya.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Pass.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Pass. I'm glad you could have ran it twice. You could have beat me. So I was running, and have you ever seen The Bachelor?
Yeah.
I forget what the hell's the guy's name. Matt?
I don't know.
One of
It's been a year since I
the
saw
last guy.
Bachelor.
The last guy was on The Bachelor.
Don't know anybody recently.
No idea. But anyway, I don't know his name.
He's pretending like he doesn't
Big
know.
dude, football. I think it was Matt. I'm not sure. Could be totally wrong. Big guy, must have played. Looked like he played football. And I'm running the marathon, and there's all this commotion, and I'm running. I'm like, fuck, I know this guy. I'm passing him, right? I'm like,
Oh my God, you
I'm
gave
like-
your rose to the wrong
I'm like,
girl.
I'm like, I fucking know this guy. I'm like, and then I'm running, and as I finish, he was still behind me. So I'm like, all right, I beat this
I beat the Bachelor
I
guy.
beat this guy. So
That's why
as
you're
I-
a fucking bachelor.
So
You just keep running.
So as I finished, they're talking at the finish line. They're like, did you see The Bachelor? And I'm like, that's who that motherfucker was.
Yeah, I cruised right by him.
Yeah, he's still
I
running.
threw him a fucking
He had
rose.
his shirt off. I'm like, this motherfucker.
I threw him a rose as I passed him.
So it was kind of cool, like, you know, and he finished, and I don't know when he finished, but he definitely finished after me. Once I saw him, I'm like, I'm not letting this guy fucking beat me.
Fuck
Like,
my
no,
hamstrings. I'll
fuck
let him
that.
tear.
Yeah. So, but again, overall, great experience. The whole, like, thing with the kidney and leading into that, it was, like, a really nice thing that went on, and I was, you know, it's something that my next steps in life, I know that I want to get into is kind of educating people on what you can and can't do with the kidney, because you could do anything, honestly. If you donate, whatever, it doesn't matter. I got a life insurance policy after I donated my kidney. I didn't know this, but, you know, you're considered, you know, a healthy person, because now it's like a surgery where, you know, you can survive with one kidney. There are a lot of people that I know that have one kidney, you know, so like a lot of things that donors or people that want to donate don't really know about, you know, I want to kind of educate them in that. You know, I know Marcus, I wouldn't have been able to do it without this guy. Because, like, any questions that I had, he asked me. He was straight with me, too. He's like, yo, for the first, like, 2 months, you're going to feel like shit, bro. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, he's right, you know? And I was like, yeah, I think I have hernia. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it, too, but I don't give a shit, you know? So, like, you know, it's good to have people like that, and he helped me out a lot. And, you know, I want to be able to do that for people in the future to kind of help them out, too, because there's a lot of shit that you can do, you know? And again, it's, 4 months out of your crazy life to save somebody. You know, so, you know, if anyone was ever interested in doing it, it's a beautiful thing. So, I can't, you know, it's all good from there. And that's even why with the, like, circling back to the restaurant and all that stuff, and even and opening up and selling it and all that, like, all of this stuff is not that important, because, like, you know, if I had the opportunity to save my pops and you know, things went bad, do you really think I give a fuck about the restaurant? You know what I mean? Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, it's kind of like, and that's how it should be. People helping people.
That's a maturing mindset, though.
Yeah,
That's
you know, it's people helping people like that. That's kind of like,
that's an understanding. There's more to life than just business and work.
yeah, and especially with what went on the past 2 years, because for the people that, and everyone, like you said before, everybody's got their own challenges. Everybody has their own shit going on, and we all should understand that, at least, or begin to understand that as people, because. And I talk about again. I'll circle back to St. John's baseball because it's just easier for me to do, because I always and it's always like a micro part of a bigger thing. It's life, right? These kids at St. John's, they're finally fine-tuned athletes. You're Division I athlete. You're at the top of the top in college, right? But for 2 years, you weren't allowed to work out. You weren't allowed to see your team. You weren't allowed to do the things that to get in a routine to perform the right way on the field, right? You weren't able to do these things because they didn't let us, or they didn't let you do it.
Due to COVID.
Yeah, due to COVID. You couldn't throw a baseball with your partner as a pitcher, right?
Stupid.
So, I mean, like, you're a pitcher, right? How do you get better? You fucking throw. The fuck you think you're doing? You're gonna fucking swim? No, you're gonna throw. Like, you're an outfielder. You got to get better at hitting. Well, you need somebody to fucking help you out. I mean, you could hit off a tee all you want, but maybe someone throwing to you might be the way to go. So for 2 years, you know, a lot of these athletes weren't able to do that shit because of the mandates or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And now you're allowed to do it, and the struggles are now showing up in not only the physical, people are getting hurt left and right, But the mental part of it, because you were fucking babied for 2 years. You were basically built to be a bitch.
Yep.
You can't go out. You can't see your friend. You can't go to the gym. You can't work out. You can't eat the right way. You can't do any of the shit that's actually going to make you
Just
better.
stay home and drink and play Xbox.
Yeah. Stay home, go and put your fucking shit on and go to fucking Mexico.
It was keeps
Not
going
bad.
back. He's going back to Mexico.
It's coming.
I'll tell you, man. It made a soft generation.
Yeah, and now and what I'm beginning to realize now is that maybe before COVID, I didn't understand that everyone really has their own shit going on. But now, since COVID hit, and I with the kidney thing and meeting a lot of people that have different ailments and fucking problems. I mean, during COVID, like half these people that got COVID, I got COVID 3 times.
I got twice.
Yeah, I got 3 times. And in the beginning, when I first got it, I was bad. But the last 2 times, it was like shit. I was like, yeah, whatever. I got COVID. I got a cold. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Both were really nothing for me.
Yeah, the first time was like back in March 2020, and I was fucked up. And then after that, and I didn't know how I was going to react to COVID because now I had surgery. I had 1 kidney. The doctors were like, oh, man, you got to wear your mask and get vaccinated and all this shit. And I'm like, well, I just ran the marathon. Like, I'm in better shape than you. Shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop. Like, you're telling me to do shit, but you look like shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, not to be an
half the
asshole.
shit that you're telling people to do, now they don't even require it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, not to be an asshole, but like, I mean, come on. Like, and then my father got COVID. He's okay. And like, of course, before this would have been a scary thing, but as we kind of learned about the shit, but he got it. And anyway, it made me realize and see how much shit people deal with. Different shit. And like I said, I talked to a lot of athletes and teams and shit like that. And I went back and I talked to the baseball guys, and the mental drive or the mental toughness is just
fortitude. Yeah.
It's almost like fake, right? You're like, what would you really do if you were in a foxhole? Would you like roll on your face and just bury yourself in the dirt, or would you fucking fire back? You know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of people now, because of what they've built these kids to be like, because 18 to 21, or you're developing, you're coming into your kind of like the beginning of your adulthood, and you're learning.
You think you are,
and you're learning a lot of shit about yourself and trying to fucking figure shit out. And like, as an athlete, I can tell you, I remember that was the time where I learned a lot about where my athletic ability was, where my mental state was, where I could go as a person, just because of how I worked and like what the drive was in the back of my head and what I would have done to fucking succeed, and on the field at least. Off the field, I didn't give a shit. Ask my teachers. And I saw a lot of that talking to these kids, and I'm like, it's like you look through somebody and you're like, this motherfucker don't get it.
Nope.
And it's unfortunate, but that's the case with a lot of people. So I understand now that, everyone goes through their shit, and a lot of it's mental because of what the fuck we went through. And it sucks. It sucks.
Bro, I had bad social anxiety coming back from it.
It sucks.
Even though I was around people, I wasn't around groups of people again. It was weird, man. I've never had those issues. I'm a very confident individual. I've never had those issues in my life. And then just like being around large groups of people again. It's not that I was worried I was going to get sick. It's just like the presence of being around everybody again. Start getting that anxiety in your feet. Like you feel it all the way down to your feet. You're like, oh. Mm-hmm. Took a while for me to get back adjusted into things, man.
Yeah, and like you're a strong guy, right? So like, mentally, physically, whatever it is. And I'm sure that most of the people that you have on here are the same like-minded,
Yeah.
I bet if you can see through somebody, you can fucking see that shit. Like, you can see now. I can look at someone, and I mean, not everybody, but most people, I can look at them and say, they're fighting something. They got some shit going on. I want to be able to help them, but a lot of times you can't.
Yeah.
But, they got some shit going on, and I can see it. Like, this shit's like, now I feel like this has brought it out in a lot of people, where maybe there was some shit going on. Like,
it brought out a lot of the insecurities.
Yeah, brought out a lot of insecurities. And you know what? And even so, like, let's say mental health is a fucking thing now. Like,
huge.
And maybe it always was, but nobody really talked about it.
Well, as a man, you're supposed to be tough and nailed and never speak about it.
And for me, like, I always thought that I could overcome a lot of shit, but like a lot of things that people don't know. Like when I was a kid, not a kid, but when I was a little bit younger, I struggled a lot with fucking anxiety, and I used to get very like nervous and like not young. When I was fucking 24, 25, 26. So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital twice because I had panic attacks. Like, like shit like that. Like, I never really told many people, but like now everybody knows. But I never really told many people, but that was the reality of what it was. And like, and I'm not saying that I had like some mental like issue. It's just that little things in life can pile up on your shit. And unless you know or have the strength to get the fuck out of it, you're going to fucking let that snowball.
It takes you over from the inside.
It takes you over.
I had death phobias, man.
Yeah,
I was what age was I? I was in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, man. My mom read a book to me for school because I just didn't feel like reading it. So she was like, I'll just read it to you, like, just so you can hear it. And she starts it off. She starts reading the first 2 pages, like, with me. And they said something like, it was something about death. It was something about so-and-so died and now they're no longer with us or something like that. And that was the first time that death and actually being dead meant something to me. Shut down, bro.
Yeah.
It was months of anxiety. I used to call my mom with having panic attacks during the day at school. She got me a cell phone specifically because of it. This might have been like 7th grade, actually, not even 8th grade. This might have been 7th grade. I was having panic attacks, man. I was freaking the fuck out. All I could think about was, damn, I'm gonna die one day.
Yeah.
Damn, everyone around me is gonna die one day. Freaking the fuck out. And what I found my outlet to help me was kids my age must have picked on me like crazy, like behind my back. I had a huge binder of CDs that I used to bring with me because before like all the iPods, and I would have Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was like the only band that could calm me the fuck down. It was crazy. Yeah. I would listen to it constantly on repeat throughout the day. I would need it to be able to just relax and not be stressed out. So yeah, mental health is big, man. We talk about it a lot. We touch on it with a lot of different guests. Everyone's got their issues, man. Everyone's got their own battles that they battle on a daily basis.
Everybody.
You know, I have a lot of friends that deal with shit like that. Yeah. I deal with my own shit. Yeah. We all have something, and I think it has been there for years, and it's always been there in life. It's just, once again, we didn't talk about it, or as men, we were supposed to mask our feelings and not show emotions, and that's why a lot of dudes be dying of heart attacks. Like, not even until now. I'm just years past. Yeah. A lot of dudes just be dropping. It's like that shit eats you from the inside.
It eats you the stress. And I'll tell you, I was in the hospital twice because for an entire week, I did not sleep. Not one fucking minute. And I remember, the reason I remember too is because I used to stay up at night and I used to listen for things in my room, and I found a mouse and I killed it. But fucking besides that, I did not sleep for an entire week. I landed in the hospital. The doctor's like, yo, like, dude, you're fine. Like, you're fine. Like, we ran all these tests on you. Go back to the gym. Go work out. You know, just get the shit, like, out of your system. Whatever your outlet is to get rid of your stress, get rid of your stress, because everyone's fucking got it. He's like, but physically, like, doing a workup on you, you're okay. But that shit kills you. Yep. Like, it forms on your chest and your shoulders, and you're like, I can't fucking breathe. And for one entire week, I shit you not, I was like this. The whole fucking week. My mom was like, you gonna sleep? I was like, no.
Like a loony bin, I was like,
bro. I can't.
Like a loony bin.
But I would try. I would close my eyes, and then I would feel like immediately it'd be like, boom. And I'd be like,
I'm up.
That's it. I'm like, if I go to sleep, I think I'm going to die. That's what I used to think in my head. And it happened twice to me. And, I mean, thankfully it hasn't happened since. But I kind of went through a little bit of the same in January with the restaurant. I mean, it wasn't like that bad because I kind of like knew where I was, you know, what I was feeling. But like, my pride was like wearing on me a lot because I didn't want to get out of the place because I loved it so much as a pride factor. And I didn't want to sell it. And I was like fucking, like, I was like in the shit. And like, I was, like, I don't know if I was depressed, but I was getting there, you know? And then finally, once I made a decision, I was like, okay.
You could breathe a little bit.
Yeah, this is the way it's got to go. And that's the biggest thing too. I see a lot of people like, they don't know what the fuck, just make a fucking decision.
Yeah.
Like, guess what?
If it's the wrong decision, you'll work it out later.
Yeah, just fucking own it. You know, just go left, go right. Like, pick a fucking way and fucking go that way. And eventually it's going to shake itself out. You know, if you 100% fucking go one way and commit to it, good, bad, indifferent, you 100% went that way. Fuck it. It is what it is. You know, you deal with the consequences later. You know, and maybe it's good. So that's what a lot of people I think struggle with, and I fucking struggle with a lot. So, you know, that's what I struggled with. And then once I made that decision, I was like, okay, I'm good. And again, I'm on this path right now where fortunately I'm in a position where I can relax for fucking, you know, however long I want to. But I started feeling like 2 weeks ago, I was getting the shakes. It's like, all right, I'm fucking bored. I gotta do something. So
podcast time with Nick.
Yeah, I gotta do something. Please, let's hang out. so, you know, now I made a decision to go this way, and you know, I can fucking kind of form what I want to do that direction. But it's a big thing, man. Nobody talks about mental health. I don't want to like talk about it because everyone's got it, but you know, it fucking wears on a lot of people.
Just know you're not alone.
Yeah.
Just know you're not alone.
Yeah.
Everyone deals with it.
Everybody deals with it.
And it's okay to talk to people about it.
It's
That's
not,
huge.
and it's not like a manly thing to me is knowing what the problem is, addressing the problem, and fucking working with the problem.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's not like it's
Holding
not hiding
on
it
to
away.
it, and then you
Because
you
not
flip out.
Yeah, you're not less of a fucking man. I mean, how are you less of a man to address an issue? You address a fucking issue and you fucking figure it out, and that's it. Like, fucking move forward. How are problems solved? Yeah, you want to fucking, hold it in and let it fucking eat you alive. Yeah, you can do that. But at the end of the day, it's definitely not going to fucking work out. Especially how fucking stress and all that shit weighs on you and fucking, sits on your shoulders.
It does, man.
It's going to fucking kill you.
It's so scary.
It's going to fucking kill you. And it's, you know what? Maybe that's where my back started hurting. My hamstrings. The stress that I'm holding or was holding, because that's when it started in January, February. I was like, man, I can't fucking run. I can't do any of this shit because like my body's like fucking locked up, And actually now it's kind of like letting go a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe that's where it stems from. You don't know. That's the thing.
I'm when I go to Marina today, I'm gonna talk to her about you. You're gonna go see her. She does the cupping. She does Graston. So they actually use the metal rods to roll out the muscles, everything like that. Mm-hmm. She does acupuncture. And then Derlin is she does ART as well. She does a very good job with that. But Derlin's got like hands of steel, man.
Yeah, he does, man.
He's my guy for the ART for the
I first saw him when I was 21 after I had my Tommy John, and he's the one that worked on my.
Love that.
Yeah,
Derlin's the shit.
Yeah, he's a awesome guy. He's a baseball guy too, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Let me ask you, how can people get in touch with you? Nicky Lu.
How you do, Nicky Lu on Instagram? That's my go-to, or No Let Up at No Let Up.
And that's if they have questions about obviously kidney stuff,
anything. You just reach out to me, and I'm open book about it. I tell the story about it. I love talking about it because like it's a situation where I put myself in voluntarily, I guess.
Yeah.
And I not to get too crazy, but I like to do shit where I put myself at a disadvantage.
Because you come out stronger.
If that makes sense.
Jamal's the same way, man.
Yeah, I love doing that. Like, I'll say to myself, okay, I'm going to run the marathon with one fucking kidney, right? Like, I'll do shit like that in my head knowing that it's at a disadvantage so that I can prove to other people that you can do it. And most importantly, I can prove to myself that I fucking did it. And I do it all the time. Like, and in little things, like at the gym. I mean, and I know that you have people on here that do this shit too. And I'm sure you do it too. But like at the gym, like, I'll go to the gym and I'll try and fucking put myself in the most uncomfortable position so that I can just work through it and mentally I'll just overcome it. And there's always a way to step up on that.
Try and box with Jamal.
Yeah, there's always a way to step up on that.
Yeah, man.
When I used to run, when I was training for the marathon, and even when I run now, even though I'm hurt, I still fucking run sometimes, and I know it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I know that, all right, it's a little pain here, but just fucking overcome it. And it's little steps. It's not like some big fucking thing you got to overcome, but little things that you do to make yourself uncomfortable. When I was pitching, I used to put something in my shoe, in my cleat, like to bother my foot.
Oh, God. Sounds annoying as fuck.
I used to do it, put it a purpose, though. I used to do it, put in my cleat to bother my foot, and it would be like a thing where like I'd be like, okay, well, I got this fucking thing that's really pissed me off. I got to concentrate on pitching. I can't concentrate on that little fucking thing on my foot. And it would make me better, mentally, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a huge
That's an
thing.
insider Nicky Lu tip.
Yeah, that's a little insider tip. Just make yourself uncomfortable doing normal shit, and then that shit will be normal.
Then that feels like nothing.
Then you step it up.
Yeah.
You just keep going and keep going and keep going. So I mean, that's life in Nicky Lu. I got a lot of life to live yet. So.
Yeah, you do. I'm looking forward to the next venture.
Yeah, it's gonna be whatever it is. It's gonna be fun. So I got a lot of things going on right now, which I haven't. Again, like
that's
you said,
okay.
I haven't committed. I haven't signed anything. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of
right
excitement stuff. It just, until the time comes. Yeah. Then we'll find out about it.
Definitely Mexico though.
Definitely Mexico. Let me know. I'm coming.
Mexico.
I'm shooting the video on the house for
Oh,
exposure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Tijuana.
That's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yo, love you, bro.
You're the fucking man.
I appreciate you for coming on.
Oh, you're the best.
You're the shit. You'll definitely be on again. There's no doubt about that. That'll be our fourth endeavor.
I appreciate the time with you always, and you are doing an incredible job at what you set out to be doing. So
thank you, brother.
I'm very, very proud of you and proud to have become friends with you.
Vice versa, for real.
So
we've both seen each other grow over the last couple of years.
And I was gonna say before, I've seen you fucking step it up. You know, I've seen you level up and do things that, you know, you wanted to do. And you're still obviously on the path to doing more, but, you know, it's nice. Even here.
Yeah.
Just the way it looks, you know, it looks a little bit different than it was.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. There's a lot more stuff in here.
a lot more stuff. A lot more
more
you know,
stuff.
little cool shit.
Yeah.
So,
Little by little, we're getting there.
yep. These are still here. That's good.
Those delay. On that note, I appreciate you, bro.
Much love. Always.
And everybody else listening. Peace.
Peace.